the gems in it, and it's based on what the truths and a lie are written on the boxes.
Okay, let's try it.
I got to get to one of the parlors. It's like the gems are in this box, and then the other one says that box is lying, and then the other one says you go to hell and eat shit, and you have to figure out where the gems are at. You can tell me if some of this shit is funny, and then I won't. If you say it sucks, then I won't say it when Jordan's here, because I don't want to embarrass you in front of your friends.
All right. Oh yeah, let's just do our act for Jordan when you get. Yeah. Except Jordan probably knows more of my material than anyone else.
We should come up with a 2-man act, you and me.
Ooh, we could do like a straight man, gay man.
Yeah.
Thing.
Where other people don't know, and then we start doing it, and then people are amazed. They're like, "Holy shit, those guys are hilarious! How did they do that?"
Heath and Josh do each other.
It didn't even look like they ever practiced that at all, or talked about it once ever.
Say, Josh. Say, Josh, I was beating my meat the other day.
Two spooks and a rabbi.
You don't say.
You don't say. I was thinking about those girls that say they're obsessed with stuff. Like, I love White Lotus. I'm obsessed. Like, girls go, I'm obsessed with White Lotus. Obsessed.
You know what they're doing now?
What?
That's so iconic.
Yeah.
That's iconic.
But you know how they, like, half growl roar when they say obsessed?
Yeah.
I think it'd be funny if a girl went, like, full Satan metal roaring. I'm obsessed with like I love White Lotus. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, obsessed. Like, whoa, lady. Calm down.
I posted, so there's this chick in my writing group. She's like 23. And I added her on Instagram after. And, like a week later, I had to do this show called The Meat Sweats.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is, it did not go good. It wasn't
good. Yeah. I remember you said it was. Did you get.
She messaged me. She was like, you doing a show called The Meat Sweats is so iconic. And I'm just like, what does iconic mean now? Is that another word for sad?
Oh, yeah, it means you're fat.
It means you're fat and sad. You suck.
It's iconic. It's a nice way
that
of
is
saying.
So iconic.
It's so us. I miss us. It's so you like that. My wife told me these glasses make me look like Jeffrey Dahmer.
I mean, that is the style he wore.
I know you like talking about my glasses, so I figured we would just do that the whole time.
About your glasses?
We'll just talk about only ever my glasses talk.
Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite is when you talk about to strangers about it. At Kill Tony. You're like, hey, look at this X-ray of my eye. You're like, I don't know you. You're like,
I talked to Eve Ellenbogen about it.
Who's that?
The Jewish girl that works with James McCann.
Oh, was she the one that he was talking to at Kill Tony?
Yes. But I had spoken with her before at Velve.
One of these days, James McCann's going to know who I am.
Hey, yeah, he's...
Because I will have attempted to kill him.
He's an odd duck. I've seen him in public 3 times and have not once attempted to talk to him because he seems not approachable.
None of them seem approachable? None of those guys?
No, not really.
I kind of feel like it's like there's like the LA scene. They're in Austin, but it's still the LA scene. And they have their little bubble around them, and you can touch you can touch like through the bubble, you know, but you can't like pierce it.
It's just, you know, they say all these stories on podcasts about you see another comic on the road at a hotel or at an airport, and you spend all night together, and you're like, fuck yeah, you're brothers, you're in the same tribe.
Headlining touring comic, not anything below that.
And there's no one else there, and that you have anything in common with. But at Kill Tony, feels really weird to just walk up to people and go, hello, possible friend.
Yeah.
You want to be my friend?
Hello, probably psycho person.
Adults don't do that.
Hello, delusional idiot that I don't respect at all.
Grown-ups don't walk up to each other and go, what do you think about this let's have a relationship together. Moving forward.
Can I smell your hair?
Can I have a piece of it? I'm gonna make some dolls. I need some pieces of your hair to make hair dolls. So here's the puzzle. This box is blue. That's
Okay.
obviously true. The gems are in the true box. Are in a true box.
Okay.
Those could both be true. Then that means this is a lie. There's 2 truths and a lie, or 2 lies and a truth. This box is black. So
It'd be in the middle one, right?
That means this is a lie.
Yes. So it'd be in the middle.
No. The gems are in a true box. These are both true. So it's in one of these.
No. Because that's a lie.
Oh, you're right. Let's see if you're right. God damn it, logic brain.
Damn.
Good job.
I'm so smart.
You did it now. I got
You even tried to like make me question myself.
That's the fun of it. We're engineering consultants.
Okay, can we get a hard one?
That's what she said.
Oh, penis.
That's what she said.
Skeet, 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 skeet.
Jokeballing.
Jokeballing.
There's a trunk. There's a treasure map. Where the fuck is this treasure map?
Jokeballing.
What do you think about that girl roaring joke? Should I say that around Jordan? Or is that going to embarrass you?
What?
The girl that's like, I'm obsessed.
I think you should do it. I think it's funny.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just obsessed. Obsessed.
They're like, you're halfway there already. They're like, I'm obsessed with Light Lotus. Like, obsessed. And you're like,
Obsessed.
Okay, what's the next logical step? Oh!
That's my favorite kind of humor is when you just take a normal thing and make it like you just keep amplifying it until
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
As long as you know how to end it and don't do SNL where it gets more and more annoying.
Like you
Everyone's...
remember that Fred Armisen where he's like, they're like, okay, you just kind of like, you go, I am your mother. And he's like, I am your mother. Have you seen that one?
Is that Portlandia or SNL?
It's SNL.
Okay.
I think he was a guest on it. It was like later. Skeet.
Maybe. It seems like I've
It's very
watched way
funny.
more of him on Portlandia than I have SNL.
I heard that was like a really good show. I never actually watched it though.
It's like a self-loathing Jew, but of hipsters.
Hipsters, yeah. Well, I didn't know when I first saw that show. I wasn't aware of hipsters.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought the style now was jeans with sandals.
What if a guy was trying to go out with a girl and then she was like, I can't start a relationship because I'm in a weird place right now, and they're on the phone, and then it shows her side of the conversation and she's actually like at a retarded midget circus in like Kentucky. I'm in a really weird place right now.
Yeah, I'm just in a really weird place right now.
I get that. I get that. I feel that. I feel that. I understand. You know what? I'm in a weird place too, and they show him and he's just at home. She's like, I really don't think you are. I really don't think you're in as weird of a place as me. 18 minus 12 is 6. Times 2 is 12. Divided by 6 is 2.
You want to do some? Do you
Boom.
want to try to do some jokes about the news while we're waiting on
Topical
Jordan?
stuff?
Yeah, topical
Yeah,
stuff.
hell yeah. Let's put some topical creams on each other.
I'd like to get a non-Trump one.
What was the one I just said? Now I have to say it again when Jordan's here because it made you laugh. I'm in a weird place. I just came up with that. That's from the fucking top of my... That was freestyle. Biggie Smalls. This is the illest. Try to think of clean stuff for your clean friend that gets booked, so it's not all just dicks and pussies.
I got like a whole new thing about how fat I am, and it's all clean.
Because of how fat I have now become, there's a new level of jokes. You had one about that because you lost weight, and then you could make fun of fat people.
Yeah, that's actually just something you said.
Fucking try me, fatso.
Yeah, I no longer have that right. That's the worst thing about getting as fat is I can't make fun of fat people anymore.
36 divided by 9 is 4. Boom, bitch.
Vladimir,
Science.
stop. Trump makes an all-out caps call-out, but will Putin hear it?
That's what he said. Zaddy, stop.
In rare rebuke of Putin, this is all Associated Press, so no one thinks that we're
What about
biased.
Reuters?
Oh, that's loud in my ears.
Donnie just did a thing.
In rare rebuke of Putin, Trump urges Russia to stop, all caps, exclamation point, after a deadly attack on Kiev.
Oh, yeah. Kiev.
Well, I give up.
Yeah, the only thing I can ever come up with for any Russia stuff is thanks for Putin things in perspective.
Okay.
And I think that's been done enough.
We got it.
The Pope, when the Pope died, is right after he met Vance, J.D. Vance, and then he said something rude. He was very rude about Trump and all them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was waiting for Trump to come out and be like, "Talk shit, get hit." Maybe if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, or you'll get killed by me and my people. And then plus, Trump probably hates the Pope because Biden is Catholic. So I was thinking he was gonna, because he always says the worst shit, especially when people die.
When Trump was like, Vladimir, stop, he's like probably like, Vladimir, stop.
He's flirting.
Stop it.
He's dirty. He's dirty bitch.
Stop, that tickles.
Stop being a bitch about Kiev.
I'm obsessed.
I'm so.
I feel like we're too loud.
Yeah. Is it for the mix or for our own ears?
I don't know. I trust Donnie's judgment.
The opioid crisis in Pennsylvania sounds like something from Star Wars. Opioids sounds like a Star Wars creature. The opioids are crisising.
They come over and they come on the planet and take your body.
Yeah.
Make you steal shit.
We're having a crisis on Mon Mothma with the opioid people. The people of opioid.
Here's something unrelated. Sometimes when I open Instagram, you know, you hit search.
Mm-hmm. Porn?
Sometimes, no, it's not
Tit.
porn. It's worse. It's from a distance, it looks like tits or penises.
Mm-hmm.
But then close up, it's like some weird thing.
Okay.
I think it's trying to get me to click on it because it looks like a tit or a penis.
You're getting magic-eyed of porn. It's like
Yeah.
if you look long enough, there's a dolphin.
Yeah, it's like that.
But it's a dick.
I'm like, I don't want to watch that. I just want to watch comedians destroy hecklers.
Just refocus your eyes and you'll see the areola.
Do another 2 truths and a lie.
I have to find that room. It's randomly generated.
What?
So as you go to every room, they give you 3 choices of what kind of room it's going to be.
Oh.
So this one is the observatory. You look in here and you get a little bonus stuff.
I feel like if I'd have paid for that game, I'd have been sad that I bought it instead of something else.
No, this is free for Game Pass or whatever.
That's good.
I'm having fun with it, but I played a ton of Myst back in the day, and Myst was a lot like this.
Oh, was it?
It was, yeah, but it was a mysterious island with this blue pages. You have to find the blue pages.
There's a basketball in the corner.
Do you like Taika Waititi? You celebrate his entire catalog?
I did enjoy Our Flag Means Death. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, Our Fag Means Death. The gay show.
That was pretty gay, yeah.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was good. I mean, that was...
I really like Reese Darby.
Oh, he's going to be in Love, Death, Robots. Did you watch any of those?
I did. Yeah, it was good.
Volume 4 is coming in May. And
I don't think I watched all of them. I think I just watched like half a season or something.
It's hard, yeah, because I always do drugs whenever I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So then after I watch it, I'm like, did I even watch it?
I would not want to do shrooms and watch that.
Schrodinger's television show.
Mm.
Did I even experience that, really? Taika Waititi has a new Star Wars film coming, and it's going to have a female lead.
Ooh, this sounds like absolute trash.
Yeah, I'm sure there's whoever it is.
Can't wait.
She's going to go, I'm the first ever female lead in a sci-fi ever.
I'm in space.
Why has no one ever done this before? I can't believe I'm the first one to ever do this.
Did you see the oh, of course you have the 3 ladies in space.
Mm-hmm.
Bezos' new wife,
Yeah, they're
Katy
taking up
Perry,
space.
and Who's the other one?
They should have sent Lizzo. She would took up all the space. She
I
would
heard she's
have been
thin.
space.
I heard she's thin now.
She's gonna be like the fat comedian that's not funny anymore because she got skinny.
Yeah.
You're not. You can't play the flute anymore. You're not fat.
Bezos' wife said, or his like fiance or whatever, was like, she was like,
His batch.
I just feel like it's like you see Earth and you're like, we're all in it together.
Yeah.
It's
So
like,
they
you
should send Trump up there. They should send
You
Putin
have
up
$100 billion.
there. Yeah. We're all in this together. His fiance's even.
We're all in this together. You're financing my trip to space. We're all financing it together. It's more coming out of your pockets than mine.
What an honor for you to share this with me.
I'm so glad that you're on food stamps,
Yeah.
working a full-time job so that I can do this.
Oh, I just fucked myself.
We could do this together.
See, there's no exits that go north. You're supposed to get to the antechamber.
Dude, she must be like she's got to like give the best head on the planet, right?
Yeah. It's worth that much money.
Yeah, there's no like she has to suck his dick every day or she gets nothing, I think.
We were on the road crew. Some guy got offered a $2 blowjob from one of the girls on the east side. The lady that was always getting her titties out.
Yeah.
And he was like, this bitch offered me a $2 blowjob. And I was like, I don't think you want a $2 blowjob.
No.
I want to pay at least $50.
Yeah, I think $50 is reasonable.
I mean, for $2 for a blowjob, what's she gonna do? Slurp a little and be like, I'm done. You know you're not gonna finish.
I wouldn't.
Then
I
she's
don't know
gonna
if
be like,
I'd be able to start.
do you want another $2 blowjob? She's just gonna keep milking you for $2 over and over again. Yeah, that was part one. If you want to see the stunning conclusion.
$2 blowjob.
Yeah.
$2 blue balls.
But yeah, Taika Waititi is doing a girl Star Wars. So hopefully the girl will have nice white titties.
So dumb.
I bet she has nice round white titties.
I'm glad all those people are making money off of shit that was come up with that literally started 50 years ago, and they can't come up with anything new except change the race and gender.
They came up with Sinners, the black horror movie. That's the original.
Okay.
Original IP.
I like that.
IP in your mouth.
Stop being okay. I'm trying to be angry at the system. Let me rage against it. There's before we start doing bits, I have some like sketch ideas.
Okay.
I'll run by you. I want to do. I came up with this because I ordered pizza and there was a box.
Mm-hmm.
The box is the worst part about the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Because how are you going to dispose of it? You know,
Yeah.
you got to fold it. It's going to cut the edges of the bag.
You got to break it over your knee like a man.
Yeah. So I was thinking we do like an infomercial for like bagged pizza.
Nice.
It's like, are you tired? It has like the guy like struggling with the box. You know, are you tired of the pizza box?
It's
And
a
he's like,
fabulous
"Ah."
gay guy. I'm so tired of breaking these boxes.
Yeah. So that, and then it's like, introducing bagged pizza, and it's just like pizza in a bag, and it's all smushed and gross looking. Like, thanks, bagged pizza.
It has 100% of the exact same nutritional value as pizza. There's a whole list of foods that don't taste as good if they're not presented properly.
Yeah, pizza's one of them.
Well, if you get a calzone, you throw that in a bag. That's the same thing. It's just a pizza folded in half.
But they still put those in boxes.
Yeah. They put it in a little sideways box. I like that. I like that idea. I like it if it's a gay guy that's exhausted from breaking boxes in half. My husband won't stop making fun of me for being such a pussy about these boxes. I like listening to gay guys say pussy too. Pussy.
Pussy.
Like they're not even interested. It's disgusting.
No thanks. No pussy for me.
I hate
I'm
pussy.
stuffed.
Pussy's gross.
I don't like pussy.
I haven't found another parlor, but these are math problems.
I don't
know if you
like her.
math
She's got a
problems.
stinky pussy.
She's got a worthless pussy. I never even have looked at mine.
Look, I'm not straight, but I can tell you right now that's trash pussy.
You know, the gold tier gay guys are ones that have never fucked a girl, but then like platinum tier gay guys are ones that were born via C-section, so they never even touched one vagina at all.
What now?
And gold tier gays are like a gay guy that never touched one pussy.
Yeah, like a gold star lesbian. Yeah.
But then if you're platinum, that means you were a C-section. And you didn't even touch your mom's pussy.
Mm.
Somebody found a loophole, and they're like, "You're not gold tier. You came out of your mom's." I was born from my mom's ass. That's how gay I'm. I'm an ass baby. 1 plus 2 squared is 3 squared, which is 9. 4 squared, 16, minus 1, 15, divided by 15 is 1. Yes. 1 plus 2 squared is 3, which is 9, times 2 is 18, times 1 is 18.
Okay.
Fucking genius.
How are you doing that?
Obsessed.
Where are you
memorized
going
the
off?
colors. The colors are blue is plus, yellow is minus,
Oh,
pink is
okay.
multiply, and you have to go out from the middle.
I thought you were some kind of
I've done it
Rain
enough.
Man.
definitely a dartboard.
Dartboard. Who's up first?
Did you? Oh, we were telling you about the horny preacher at Lala's. The preacher that describes sins but starts getting excited about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But then I realized the best one is the guy telling, like, whoever told my parents you're supposed to spank your kids. Some of these young boys, they started being sinful, and you got to take their underpants off slowly and to make sure they understand that they failed the Lord. And, some of these little boys are putting on extra pairs of underpants so that it doesn't hurt when you administer the sinful punishments. So you got to make sure it's bare bottoms how we do it in our house. Like, how could one adult have ever told another adult that they have to do that without it sounding fucked up?
You got bare bottom spankings?
Oh, yeah.
Damn. That sucks.
I have a
Nobody
spanking.
ever took my pants off before they spanked me. Spanked me. Spunked.
Freud. Hello, Freud.
I've detected a slip in your name. To be spunked by my daddy again.
Statement was very
I
fraudulent.
miss being spunked. He spunked me.
You act right or you'll get a spunking.
You want to get spunked?
Some of these boys are homosexuals, and that's a sin, because I've seen them in the club, how they are kissing and touching one another, and they're so
Disgusting how they grind on each
deeply
other.
in love with each other.
Grab
and
each other's buttocks.
Just, Lord, it's just, I wish that they would, that I could, I mean, if they would just not be tempted. Some of these young women on the front row here have skirts that are above the knee, and I can see your pussy's lips sparkling. I appreciate it. And one of them's whistling at me. I can
No,
hear
don't
it.
move. Don't move.
I can hear.
You're gonna have to live with your sin.
There you go. The gems are on the desk. That's a lie. The gems are in this box. That could be true. The gems are on the floor. That's a lie. Okay, so it's this one. Sweet. That was an
Is
easy
it always
one.
the middle?
Aim for the one in the middle. I'm seeing triple, dog. There's always two truths and a lie, and they're never on the desk and they're never on the floor, so it has to be this boy. That one was for babies.
There you go.
What is this, a puzzle for babies?
What is this, a puzzle for ants?
So, yeah, speaking of homosexuals, I noticed something about homosexuals at work. I've become friends with two spicy Latinxes that work near me.
Ooh.
And they're both so nice. They're sincere. They're genuine. They're complimentary. And I hate to be like, well, just because they want to fuck me, you know?
Yeah, well, that's definitely the reason they're doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the hot piece of ass that I was years ago.
No.
But there is something about Hispanics and married people. They love it because they want their whole life to be a fucking telenovela.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're married, they get extra horny. So they're like, ooh, I want to ruin everybody's life.
Yeah, I heard
But
that.
the thing that I realized about these guys and how nice and genuine and sweet and sincere they are is
I'll tell
that,
you what, you want to piss off a gay man?
yeah,
Don't tell him it's your birthday. Let him find out about it.
you motherfucker.
It was your birthday?
You motherfucker.
You didn't tell me it was your birthday. I have to go get a cake right now.
Yeah, it's such a bitch.
Such a bitch.
About your birthday. You don't tell me.
My birthday. I'm
So-
obsessed. I'm obsessed.
When you and I were little, when we were 12, if we were playing sports together, and somebody did a good job, and you were like, "Hey, good job, buddy. I'm impressed by your maneuvers." Everyone else on the team would be like, "You're a fucking homo," for just being nice to another guy and saying a compliment. Like if you are normal amounts of nice to someone when you're
I think
little.
when you were 12.
Yeah, because I was 12 in the 80s when everybody said the F slur.
Yeah.
So, but these guys at
Dude.
work, they are nice because when they were little and they were nice and someone said, "That's gay," they were like, "Yeah, that's fine."
It is gay.
Like I stopped being
No,
nice.
it's not. Wink.
I stopped being nice and personable and genuine and sweet with people because I thought it was gay. But if
Yeah.
you are gay, then you just go, "Yeah, okay, I'm nice and I'm gay. It's both. It's whatever." And there's no reason to be ashamed.
Then suddenly you're invited to all the girls' sleepovers.
Ashamed of having these sinful feelings about these young men in the dance clubs in the dark, how they
Take the poo poo and they eat the poo poo. They do this thing called fisting.
fist felching. I heard they're fist felching one another.
Filching ain't easy.
And then something else I thought I was thinking about with sports teams, because I'm having trouble at work with my team,
Mm-hmm.
these females on my team. I think girls don't understand what teamwork is because they never played sports.
That's true. Also, guys that have never played sports don't understand what that is sometimes.
Yeah. You're not supposed to own goal. You're not supposed to tackle your own quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Are
Everybody,
you being
everything's
sabotaged by your team at work?
yeah. Every people on my team that are working with me are trying to make it like a competition, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. We're not doing this. We're not going to have a competition about who's the best at this dumb job.
I used to work at this place, and I was like a team lead. It was the only time I ever had any amount of
Supervisory
any type of supervisory.
capacity.
Yeah, and I ran like a crew of like 5 guys, and we made burgers.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was an overnight inventory crew,
Okay.
and
You supervise the fuck out of them.
like you could keep up with like who was at the, like you would go to like a bin and you would count it, and you keep up with like who was at it last. So we had to write people up depending on like what was wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost never did. I mean, because usually be like 1 or 2 boxes. You can't really tell who fucked it up there.
Mm-hmm.
But if there was a box like sitting in the bin next to it, they told us to like write up the last guy that was there,
Yeah.
which is like,
Yeah, that's how you do teamwork.
it's crazy. It was a huge warehouse, right?
Telltale on each other.
Well, they had a competition. My boss suggested we have a competition who could get the most write-ups.
Okay.
And I was like, isn't that like incentivizing people to,
To be a rat.
well, not just that, just like get people in trouble, and they would get people in trouble for stuff they wouldn't normally get in trouble for.
Yeah. Overcorrection.
Yeah. Anyway, he's dead now.
Oh, good.
I killed him. I actually quit, and
The good will out.
I said, I'm not going to work for that guy anymore. I don't like him. They were like, really?
That's one of the luxuries
like, yeah.
of being young. You can quit just because you don't like it.
Yeah.
I got a
I
wife,
missed that the most
2
about being
kids,
single.
full-time job. I don't get to quit. I don't get to say, you know what? You're a pain in the neck. I'm out
Well,
of here.
the good thing about being, like, I'm engaged now, the good thing about that is that I'm not just going to quit a good job because I have a bad day, which I've done before.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm out of here.
Yeah, so
Fuck this.
I'm not allowed to do that, which is a good thing.
Well, and yeah, I used to take it to the degree of like, if this can happen on this day, then it'll happen all the time. And this place sucks now. I've decided that this place sucks now because of this one day. There's no way around it in my head.
Well, last Friday, my manager said something to me, and it was like kind of like, basically, I'd left one day and he wasn't back. He had gone somewhere, and there's only like 3 people in the store, and he was supposed to be back any minute, but it was like time to go, you know. And the other guy was like cool with it, but he wasn't there, and he was like, "Can you just like just wait till I get back, just check with me before you leave."
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And I kind of explained to him, what the deal was with that. And he was like, yeah, just make sure. And like the whole way home, I'm like, this motherfucker, and I'm like,
yeah.
and then like I thought about it later. I was like, he's a good boss. He does he has my back.
Yeah.
And I just like got mad at him for this thing that was like kind of a non-issue, really.
No, I can whip myself into a schizophrenic frenzy over nothing.
I do it all the time.
If one person lies to me, the whole world is fake.
Yeah.
Like, everything's a lie. Nothing's real. Everyone sucks. The world is stupid.
Well, somebody makes a comment.
Fuck this.
Somebody makes a comment like criticizing me at work, and I'm just like, well, that person's my enemy now.
Yeah, you get full gangster.
Yeah.
You fucking disrespected me, you piece of shit.
I'll show you, motherfucker.
We are never going to be friends again, and also we were never friends to begin with.
But I have to watch myself because that takes away from legitimate beefs that I have with people.
Grade A beefs.
There's one guy I work with that he's on my shit list forever.
How many times in life have you had someone that just seems like they decided they don't like your face, and they're just going to fuck with you?
Every job I've ever fucking had.
Yeah, dude. And have you ever done that to anyone else? Have you ever looked at someone and been like, you know what, I don't like him. I'm going to fuck his life up.
No, because when I decide I don't like somebody, I just don't have anything to do with them.
Yeah, disassociate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So honestly, when I decide I don't like someone, that's like the best thing that can happen to you because I'm not gonna talk to you.
Yeah, we're out of each other's lives.
Yeah.
So the solution has presented itself.
But yeah, I've definitely had people like that. I hated it. There's this one guy I worked with, and I was working at this there's a chemical plant outside of Houston. It was the worst job I ever had. I was sick the entire time I lived there.
Yeah.
And we were like, we would dump like this white powder in these they look like big hot tubs, but they're like mixing bowls. And you just get that shit all over you. It was disgusting.
Yeah. I had that I worked over a turpentine thing.
And
the sink. I was breathing it all day.
And there's this one guy, so I didn't know if I wanted to stay there. I didn't really want to stay there. It wasn't a great job, but I kind of wanted. I was going back and forth between.
Job?
Huh?
What is a great job?
I don't know. the job I have now is the best one I've had in a long time.
Okay.
It's the one I hate the least.
Yeah, but I've never wanted to go anywhere when I wake up in the morning. Like, you hear the alarm and you're like, fuck.
The thing is,
job.
if you have a great job that you like, then they're not going to pay you if you like it.
Yeah, all the best jobs don't pay shit.
Yeah. So, anyway, there's two jobs at this place. You're either in the tower, which is like you're on the top floor and you're dumping these bags of shit into these hoppers, or you're out on the tracks. And the tracks, they have these train cars that come in. You have to like vacuum them out, like with a shop vac. You have to vacuum. Sometimes there's like a little bit. Sometimes there's 50 pounds of this shit in there. You never know.
What's the chemical of the plant?
They made PVC.
Okay.
It's like it was like an intermediary process because like we would make basically the powder that would go into the pipes.
Okay.
And basically like, huh?
It's like an agent.
Yeah.
Smoothing.
Yeah, because PVC pipes are made of like vinyl chloride and like this weird powder shit that's just mixed together. Anyway, so like you'd fill these big cars up full of, and you're out there by yourself, and it sucks ass.
Come in.
And anyway, that story's gonna get cut. What's up, man?
This is not Ty Wynn's house.
Is that where you went?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. When I texted you at the address, is that?
So I thought I just knew. I was like, he's at Ty Wynn's house, and I pretty much know how to get there without the GPS.
Yeah.
And I got like 3/4 of the way to Ty's house before I put the address in, and then I was like, huh.
Yeah, I was wondering what would take so long because you're like not very far from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. No, I drove like the opposite direction because I'm a dummy, and I should have just.
You're on Grove on
Dude.
the east side?
Yeah.
Did you not?
I should have put the address in before I left. Is the thing.
So I sent you the
left.
address and you're like, okay, I know where that is, like that type of thing.
No, I just was like, oh, Heath lives at Ty's house, I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to go there.
Yeah, all the recording equipment is here.
I see that now.
This is the South Austin Comedy Podcast Studio.
It's cool. Yeah.
That's what we're trying to establish.
Okay, cool, dude.
This is where people make comedy podcasts in South Austin.
Nice.
Trying to make
About
it
people, it's me,
convenient.
Josh, and Donnie.
Yeah. These two people.
Me and my wife are wanting to start a podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
About what? Just marriage?
Yeah, so we're thinking about doing one just like, because she's not a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
So what I think would be good is to do like an interview with a comedian podcast and have like a non-comedian, lady take on stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, you should do comedians' significant others.
Comedians in marriages getting in trouble.
I know. It's pretty good.
That actually wouldn't be bad to do like couples of comedians and stuff like that. Like,
No, I'm just saying you just
Just
interview the.
Some of the best stuff you hear from Leanne Kreischer and Nia Burr, the wives when they show up, like they're dealing with that guy. It makes them a little funnier.
I don't like
Right.
Leanne Kreischer. She
Yeah.
always just seems like a C word to me.
oh yeah.
Well, she has to deal with
Yeah,
that fucking
I'm sure. Yeah,
animal all day.
I'm sure she's great, but
Yeah.
anyway, you want to throw some cans on?
Yes, sir.
Don't fucking say anything funny.
Right.
Yeah, wait till we're rolling.
Yeah. Another thing we're thinking about doing is
How long have you been married?
we just got we're technically not married yet. We just got our domestic partnership at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
That way we can like still.
That way you can confuse people when you
Right. Exactly.
She's my partner.
Right. I just call her my wife because it makes it easier for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
In the eyes of the law.
Implies ownership.
talk. When the hat's off, she's the wife. When the
She's
hat's
mine.
on, she's the partner.
Exactly, dude.
This Sunday is my 16th anniversary.
Nice.
Yeah.
So are we starting the podcast like now?
I don't know. It's wherever Donnie wants to. He's going to listen to it and decide when it.
Okay.
When to
Well,
make the beginning
welcome to Jokeballing. Our guest today is Jordan Yates.
Jokeballing.
Jokeballing. We usually have like a little synthesizer thing, and we play like
Okay.
a little song.
I have like a bunch of different weird
But Josh is
musical handheld things for my children.
Nice.
Josh has already given up on this podcast. This might be the last one.
No, I have
So-
I have one. I have something.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll play the theme song if I can find it. I've been sending everybody my high scores on Blatro.
Blatra?
Blatro is a poker game,
Okay.
but it's got little perks and challenges and fun, weird stuff.
My dad lost $5,000 playing online poker one time. Is that the same thing? Funky.
So
First time I ever
we're still
used
workshopping
GarageBand.
the song, the intro.
Okay.
So your dad lost $5,000.
Well, you're talking about Blatro, and I was like, the only concept I have of like playing poker on an electronic devices when my dad in 2008 lost $5,000 playing online poker.
Damn.
So I don't.
Was that like a lot of money to him back then?
Oh yeah, it was a big
Damn.
deal.
Like all at once, or
That's
over
a
a
good
period
question.
of time?
That's a good question. He did play constantly.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
he really thought he was gonna like win big. My dad's that kind of guy. He's a I'm gonna win big kind of guy.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of poker, and I lost a decent amount of money.
Wow. I never see. I
I was
watched.
pretty good. So but poker is a game where you have to know. First of all, you have to know how to play.
You have a good face for it. You have a good neutral dead face.
Me?
Yeah,
Poker face.
you.
Yeah.
Heath for sure has.
Maybe
a
I
good
got
poker
that.
face.
Maybe I could have possibly gotten that from playing a lot of poker.
Do you want to know how I got this face?
You know, I got this
You know
deadpan face.
You want to know how? You want to know how I look like? There's lights are on, but nobody's home.
My mother was a fiend.
I don't know, dude. I never got into gambling in general.
That's good.
I'm immune to the whole sports gambling thing.
Same. I'm Jewish. I don't believe in disposable income. I don't go to titty bars or gamble. There's no money for any of that. That's
Yes.
extra money. I believe in extra money. It all has to go somewhere.
That's funny, dude. So I actually me and my ex got kicked out of banned, I should say, from a few strip clubs in Dallas because we would leave with money.
Every strip club in Dallas.
Damn.
You don't have to play it down. We understand.
Well, we had
Me and my ex used to rob strip clubs.
we kind of had a racket. So our thing was like she would, she was like classic hot girl and like would dress up to go to the strip club, how hot girls do.
I'm conventionally attractive.
Right.
I'm gonna pretend like I can relate to this.
I'm always with so many hot girls.
And so we would go to the strip club, and then she would ask guys for money to throw. And then they would give her like a stack of cash, and then she would come give me half of it and then throw the other half of it. And
Nice.
then we would walk out usually like $300 or $400 up,
Yeah.
and then also get to throw money all night. You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah, stealing.
It's a very complicated process called theft. I don't know if you've
great.
ever heard of it before. We were running this.
Well, it's not technically theft if she asks for it.
was like
right?
Ocean-
Yeah, they were giving it to her
17.
willingly. It was a scam, not theft.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It was a classic scam.
It's a little bit of a con, really. She's a confidence lady.
A racket, if you will. A
Ocean
confidence lady.
69.
Basically, dude.
That's fun. I wish I was hot enough to do anything remotely that cool.
Hey, I think that you could really pull it off in a gay club.
Yeah, you think so?
Genuinely, yes.
It'd have to be a dude that like had a type.
They
I've
all
actually-
have our type, dude. A
I lived
big
with,
hairy boy is a type.
I lived with a gay guy. He has a type.
He is
A lot of them have just like
Yeah.
0% body fat type.
I've actually
That's
run
fair.
that exact same scam with every hot girl I've ever dated. Just zero.
Yeah,
All of them. All none of them.
all none of them. So what's the? I forgot. What's the premise of this podcast?
So basically, we just like come on here and just do new bits that we're working on. But since nobody really knows what you're working on, you could just do some bits.
Well, I do have a new one actually.
I wanted to do some like some headlines and write some jokes beforehand, and then like have everybody tag it. But I'm too lazy.
Topical creams up front.
Okay. I wouldn't think that.
Frontal.
I think that wouldn't be a bad way to go about it. Like you just, hey, write a joke about this,
Yeah.
like full of a bucket, but with headlines and stuff. I
Yeah,
think that's good.
we actually tried it before you got here, and then we gave up very quickly because they're all about Trump.
Y'all saw that Kanye West sucked his cousin's dick, no?
I did not see
I
that.
saw it. I saw it happen every time I was there until he was 14. I watched every blowjob.
So apparently Kanye put out a tweet and a song related to it.
I gave my cousin head.
And
That's the chorus of the song. I'm not joking.
Yes,
I
dude.
never joke.
and it's like, and it's to the you can tell everybody, you can tell
Suck my
everybody.
cousin's dick.
I sucked a man, like.
I need $1.
Right. But yeah, he put out a tweet and he was like, my cousin was a closeted gay guy and killed himself, I think. I need everybody to know I sucked my cousin's dick every day until I was 14.
Damn.
It's just trauma dumping. That's
Why
what cool
didn't
career.
dude, you don't just tell people until I was 14 and don't say the starting age.
Age, right? That's a lot.
Yeah, unless it's over 18. He was like a comedian that gets successful enough just to
I
talk
sucked
about
his
his
dick
day.
every day from the
Right.
time I was 13 3/4 to the time I was 14.
With every hot girl I've ever dated.
That's so funny. But so yeah, I feel like that. I feel like there's plenty of stuff there.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think you should say something about the starting age for sure.
Yeah, what is that? You
From
can't-
0 to 14? What do you mean?
that does make a difference, dude. Not, I guess in the eyes of the law, no, but
Yeah.
We were talking about that
Oh,
with the
man.
latest Bill Burr special where he like was talking about himself a lot.
Oh,
being
yeah.
reflective. But it takes years of career before people give a fuck who you are.
I agree.
Where you can, I'm not going to get on stage and talk about my life. Nobody fucking cares about me.
Yeah.
Unless you come off right off the top with some crazy shit.
I think if you're relatable, you can talk about yourself.
But
You're like, this is a thing that happens to me and it probably happens to you, but here's my like spin on it.
Kanye's like,
Right.
I don't have to rap about how I'm a pimp anymore. I'm just doing a trauma dump about sexual assaults in my-
Right.
as a minor.
Or,
Stuff
you
I
know,
gotta get off my chest. At
he's
this point in
also
my career.
crazy. It might be completely made up.
That's hey, come
Yo,
on.
that was my other personality that did that, not this one.
That was right.
That was Kanye, the bad boy.
Right, that was.
The bad man's gone now. Don't worry about that guy.
Somebody gave me so two things on that. First, I think that I am a storytelling comedian, so I exclusively talk about myself when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
But I also am not doing a lot of deep introspection into my psyche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do think that there's levels to that.
Yeah.
And somebody else just gave me the advice recently. A comedian, Simply Courtney, was telling me that I should skip talking about like my boots and hat and stuff and just get straight into talking about the stuff that the audience can't see. Is what he had told me.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, I actually just wrote another joke about my hat.
I think that's I think that is fair, but also if you think it's funny,
Right.
who cares, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like being
Yeah.
funny.
If you like saying it and you have fun saying it, then it's gonna rub off. Everybody's gonna feel it.
I do see what he's
Everyone's
saying
gonna
though.
have a good
Like,
time.
yeah. But he's a very like philosophical type.
Of comedian himself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does he do good at that?
Yeah, I mean
okay.
he's been doing comedy for I think like 20 years now.
Yeah, I mean I hear the name a lot.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. I would say like Roderick McDaniel is another guy like that. That just they are so good and they've been so good for so long, but they just like for whatever reason get slept on. You know what I mean?
There's a
Yeah.
lot of
I don't
hidden
think Roger
gems.
McDaniel's getting slept on right now though, right?
Not anymore. Not anymore. Yeah, he just passed the mothership and stuff like that, and he's out touring the country and stuff.
He came on in our writing group and
Mhm.
spilled some tea about like the unfunny comics of
Which was
of
great.
the mothership, which is I'm still hard.
Who's the groper? I keep hearing about this comedy groper that's going around right now.
Oh, I also heard of that guy, but I think he is
They keep deleting their profile.
something like that, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't fuck around with enough like new open micers to really know
Yeah.
the creeps on the scene. You know?
If you go to the Creek in the Cave on a Tuesday night, you can't throw a rock without hitting a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. I was just trying to explain to a guy. I just met so I run this writing group on Sundays, and I typically don't let comics that are less than a year or two into it attend, just because it's like, one, I don't want to waste my free donuts on somebody who's going to quit next week.
Also, we're there to like tag up each other's jokes and shit, not teach someone how to write a joke.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
I'm not gonna just give you shit to win at.
exactly. It's because when you invite brand new people, because at least people that have been doing it for a year, even if they've had no success or anything, it's like they at least understand typically like the structure of a joke and
Yeah.
you know what it means to like go to open mics and that it
They're not
takes a
just
long time.
throwing slurs out there
Right.
for shock value.
Right. And so I was but
Yeah, we all have a picture of somebody in our head right now.
right. But I had this brand new guy who just started last week. He told me, asked if he could come, and I was like, "Hey man, I really think you should grind a little bit more." And it's so interesting because he's like, "I've done 4 shows in the last week," and I was like,
So is everyone else.
Right. I was like, "Hey, just a heads up, big dog. You should probably call those open mics when you talk to other comedians."
Yeah.
Yes.
You
A
got booked-
show would
how many open
implicate
mics did
someone
you-
who wanted you to be there.
I got booked on 4 open mics last week by signing up online.
If you had to elbow 4 people in the head to get on it,
Right.
you're not. It's not a show.
Right. And the craziest part about it is he took a picture of himself in front of Cap City with the logo and everything and made a post about going to the open mic. Was like, "Thank you all so much for having me. It was such a pleasure to be here and entertain you guys." Like,
It was-
I mean,
and then this is the craziest part. This is the wildest part. He bought a sponsored ad for that post
oh damn.
oh.
and turned it
I was
into
about
a
to
reel.
say he's just
That's
excited to be a
$10.
comedian. He's a crazy person.
And this is where I'm a dick.
Why don't you have people send clips? Be like, send a clip.
Of their stand up to come do the thing.
If you have 5 minutes of solid material, you're in.
Yeah.
I do kind of do that. So there's a few people that my threshold for letting people come in that are younger than a year or 2 years in is that they, if you're getting paid work
Yeah.
already, if you are getting paid work more than once, then that's something I'm like, hey, you should probably focus on making a good product.
Yeah.
I got paid $15 for the Baker Street thing, and I was like, I'm never putting this much effort in for $15 fucking again. I have a full-time job and wife and 2 kids. I'm gonna actually keep this check and frame it just as a cute thing.
Oh, the thing that Zach Silverman does? Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
I do those kind of shows all the time. It seems like every show that I've done lately has been 4 people.
Yeah.
I just was
Like,
up in...
why did I ask to be on this?
Right. So I was just up in St. Louis, and I was doing a show out there, and it was so crazy because the show that like paid me and like flew me out to be there, I was performing for a Lions Club.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Which
So, like,
is-
school.
Okay, so y'all know what that is. I didn't
It's a
know what that
Rotary thing, right?
was.
The Lions Club,
It's-
badass.
it's-
That sounds badass, man.
It's like Bears but stronger.
No. It's like
2 lions, 1 cave.
This isn't a zoo.
it's kind of like a Rotary Club. I found
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was. So.
Ball washing association of guys that tell each other they're great.
There you go. And so I showed up at this place, and I thought it was going to be like at a comedy club or something like that. And the venue is just like, which thank you so much to the STL comedy people for having me out, dude. But
They're not going to listen to this.
okay, right on.
Oh, yeah.
You can shit on this.
Right.
This is where I go to shit on everything in Austin.
Well, no,
That's another show. That's the 3rd show we're making.
I just was expecting it to like be a club, and then I showed up, and it was like a warehouse building. It like looked like like it should be like a bunch of car shops, but it was no garage doors, but that
Yeah.
was, and it was crazy because we literally lost out half of our audience because WrestleMania started.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like halfway through the show, people just started getting up.
The fucking Patriots are playing. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Can't do anything on the East Coast without football fucking it up.
Oh, it's St. Yeah, it's in St.
It's
Louis.
kind of the
though, right?
Midwest, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Dude, I worked in Massachusetts for like 3 months. Every fucking Sunday, half of that warehouse would call in.
Fucking Pats, bro.
what were you?
But-
I was about to say, what were you doing in Massachusetts, dude?
I used to work for this company that would just send me to the biggest shithole warehouses in the country, and
It's called the Gay Lions Club.
The Gay
I
Lions
would
Club.
work there for more money than they would
The
usually
shitholes
pay.
here.
Yeah, they put me up in a hotel. I didn't have a place at the time, so I would just go from like job to job and stay in hotels and
Roam
like
from town to town.
save
to
the
hide
money.
my
That's
shame.
that's actually how I saved the money to like move out here.
Okay, right on, dude.
Yeah, and then
Very cool.
and then my transmission went out, and then bye all that money.
I feel that, dude. I lost money on this trip this weekend, so
Damn.
Yeah, but you had fun. If you had fun, you won.
yeah. Well, this is my full-time job, so it's
Yeah.
never great to lose money on
Yeah.
it.
It's a demotion. You got demoted.
Yeah, basically.
You took a pay cut.
literally.
No, yeah, that's how I felt when I got $15. Like I can do overtime at my job and make $50 an hour and do 2 hours on a Saturday at home.
Yes.
Like, and instead I went to Baker Street and got $15. I was like, fuck. I just lost $45.
No joke.
I don't judge a place by how much they pay. I'm not a pro comic, but I judge them by how much stage time they'll give me. I did Annie's Day and Night, and I did like 20 minutes.
Nice. Were they running a show there now?
It's mostly music, but they're also doing some comedy mixed in.
Was that your first time there?
It was pretty
Right.
nice.
It's
It
on
was
the east
fun.
side?
It's pretty
It's
close
not
to where
far
I
from
live.
here. Yeah, it's like off Riverside.
Okay.
But yeah, it was cool. That guy Charlie G runs the show. I haven't been paid for it yet. They said they were going to pay me, but I don't know if they're
You
going
got
to.
demoted.
But
Yeah.
there were only like 4 people there, so I wouldn't blame them if they didn't pay me.
Now, Zach Zilverman Venmoed me the same night, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Notification. Cool, okay.
I'll tell you what.
Sure.
They part of my with my contract that I got with that show out there, they sent me sent me the money to like cover my flight and everything first, and then they paid me the rest of it via check whenever I got there.
Yeah.
And it was my first like big check that was like, I've gotten checks for doing comedy before, but it's usually like a $20 check.
Yeah.
That was like my first big check, but now you can like, do it on your phone. Like you can like download it just by like taking a picture of it or whatever. So I was like, oh, I get to keep my check. I was really excited about that.
Yeah.
And then in a rush to leave the hotel room at 3:00 in the morning to make my flight, I left the check in the hotel room.
Nice.
Which thankfully
Yeah.
I already have the money, but I yeah, I was really excited to like get to keep that. I was low key like, I was like, hey babe, can you go get a friend? Like
Damn.
But it happens. All right. So here's my new cowboy hat joke that I wrote while I was out there.
Nice.
Yeah, fuck Courtney, man. Go ahead.
So I realized that my hat and boots have the ability to turn other people Southern.
Hell yeah.
Because I got to St. Louis and 18 times between the airport and the venue, somebody stopped, and said howdy to me.
Heck yeah.
A couple of times they would pantomime a hat.
It's infectious.
Bunch
It's
of
a toxic
posers.
hat. Your hat is a toxic behavior.
Right? No
It
joke.
spreads to other people.
All of a sudden, everybody just bush light in their hands when I walk up.
When I moved here from D.C. in 2004, I got my first howdy on the street. And somebody just said howdy to me, and I was like, what the fuck do you want now? Because people don't talk to you on the East Coast unless they want something.
Oh, are you from the
or
East
there's
Coast
some
originally?
problem, yeah. Like, it's
Okay.
all picket fences and hedgerows and image-obsessed Baptist church families. Nobody talks to their neighbors. Nothing.
Yeah, a lot of Baptists in St. Louis.
Closed off.
Also, a lot of Catholics.
Yeah.
Which is weird because being from Texas, I've never met a white Catholic.
Yeah, it's all Hispanics, yeah.
So it was crazy for me that I was like, what's the demographic out here? Like here, they're like, a lot of Catholics. And I was,
Yeah. My mom is very anti-Catholic.
oh, well, if
She
you ask
doesn't
some
consider
Protestants,
them-
they don't get into heaven. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't. They're polytheistic. That's,
Right.
My family, we were going to go to Spain and be missionaries from our Baptist church.
Okay.
And build a Baptist church in Spain. So my
To
dad
what end?
was talking about, yeah, exactly. He was talking about how works-based salvation is blasphemy because it takes power away from the cross. So like Jesus died for nothing if you can just do this and save yourself.
What?
And I was like, you're going to go to the most Catholic place on earth and tell them for 1,000 years they've been wrong.
Wait,
Like,
so
they
how?
sent
Actually, that was
Christopher
a-
Columbus here on a Catholic mission to make this country where you were born in.
That was actually a big thing with like Martin Luther was
Yeah.
that Catholics believe in penance
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and the
and-
transfiguration and the bread.
and Protestants believe in repentance
Yeah,
because they say that it was translated wrong.
that's like going to Japan and telling that all the samurais are gay. Like,
Yeah.
don't
So like
go there.
Catholicism
and say that.
is 100%. That's why they do all the moves and you have to like confess to a priest and all that.
Yeah,
Because they believe in penance, but like Protestants believe that you can't do enough to save yourself. Only Jesus can.
yeah.
So you have to repent of your sins, and Jesus saves you forever.
No, there's something spiritual there. It's the ritual. Feels good.
I
People
feel
need
like
it.
we're
Yeah.
really mincing words here because at the end of the day, you ask Jesus for forgiveness and then you are then forgiven. No, is that not the way it works
I mean,
in both of them?
which mythology?
Yeah, but like,
Which Lord of the Rings map are you living?
but like, I think the difference is like Catholics, like after they die, they still have to have their last rites read, and things like that. Like so, like it's still something you have to do.
Yeah.
You have to do
Like
it.
you have to do a thing to be saved, as opposed to you just accept. Like in Protestant, you just accept that Jesus is your savior,
And then you're forever saved?
and then you're forever saved. Yeah.
What? I have been not sinning as much as I could have been if
Yeah.
I knew that, dude.
I'm going for the the deathbed.
Yeah.
It's risky.
Try some
but
heroin and say I'm sorry in the last minutes of your life. I always
like-
wanted to try heroin and
Come-
also, God, I'm sorry.
Come into my life, Jesus.
Yeah, I was about to say, will I get in trouble if I still get the thing at the end anyways? If I Protestant the whole time, get the thing at the end just to cover my bases, is that allowed?
Yeah. You're saved. You're saved. If you it's John 3:16.
You want the truth? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
There we go. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, two theologians.
I actually wanted to do a bit, but it never turned into a bit. It's just kind of like a
Whatever.
thought
Yeah.
experiment. It's like I really want to go to heaven. So okay, so I need to pick a religion that's going to go to heaven. Okay, Christianity. Oh, but wait, there's Catholics and Protestants. So which one do I pick? Well, I was raised Protestant. That's probably it makes the most sense to me. I'll pick Protestant. All right. Well, there's a bunch of different kinds of Protestants that all believe that each other are going to hell. So we're gonna be Church of Christ, or we're gonna be Baptist, or we're gonna be Methodist, Lutheran, whatever. Okay, I'll just choose Baptist. Baptist seems pretty good. Okay. All right, Baptist. Fine. What about so First Baptist, Second Baptist.
Apostolic, Pentecostal, Presbyterian.
Yeah. So it's just like, and all of them believe that each one are going to hell.
Yeah.
So it's like
I had a
the
weird.
odds just keep getting worse and worse.
I like that.
I had a bunch of preachers
And-
when I was little that would tell us about sins, but then we get strangely horny when they're describing the sins.
Oh.
They're like, some of them young boys and girls are dancing, and you shouldn't be dancing because you start putting your hand on their back and then you're just lowering it down towards the curve of her. Lord Jesus, there's just so much temptation out there, and I'm like, dude, calm down.
So, two things. One, you'd mentioned how it's like all very. So when I was in St. Louis, it was crazy how much it looked like the America that you see in movies. Texas doesn't look like that.
No.
It's so. First of all, it's green. Like actually, like I'm like, oh yeah, Austin's really green. Like in
Yeah, I thought this
comparison.
was going to be all scorpions and like sand here.
That's so funny. Well, it's not that, but I thought it was green, but like it's different because in Texas it's like green, yellow. It's like green, brown.
This part of Texas.
Yes.
The part I'm from is all green.
So even up in Dallas, it's kind of the same
You're
way.
from
It's like
Green,
green, brown.
Texas.
Yeah, I was only a couple hours from Dallas.
So, but I think it is different when you get out into like the piney woods in like East Texas.
I would compare that more to the deep south than here. It's a lot. It's very different from here.
Yeah, but up in St. Louis, like it was like that was like the first thing I noticed. Like everything is just green. You know what I mean? And
Monsanto.
Yeah.
and yeah, it was all the houses and everything. It looked like every town that you would see in a '90s movie,
Yeah.
where they like do the pan into the town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see the little storybook town first, and then yeah, it was
The
nuts.
establishing shot.
Yes, I've never lived in an establishing shot town, so so that
I've
was
always
very
lived in money
interesting.
shot towns, Austin and Dallas.
Back shots.
I've only lived in backshot towns.
One of the towns in Virginia we used to visit was where they filmed Back to the Future. It was Hill Valley, the town square and everything, where they got the poop on them.
Yeah, see, it felt like that everywhere I went. It was like that. Sorry, but
Mayor, I like the sound of that. That was Virginia.
nice, dude. So yeah, that was one thing I noticed while I was there, and then the other thing was speaking of the Baptist. So my first day I was there, I was like trying to learn about St. Louis because I didn't know anything. So I like go to a coffee shop so I can go like do research on the town.
A lot of atrocities. Whoa. You admit to that? Sorry.
Yeah, welcome to Poughkeepsie. Do not Google us.
Right.
We did some things.
Anywhere in Mississippi. Don't.
Well, they have like weird.
Don't go back more than 20 years.
Right. They do have some weird stuff up there. Like their pizza is different. They have St. Louis style pizza, which is just bad. It's like a cracker with ketchup on it and then pizza
What the
toppings.
fuck?
That sounds like a Brendan Schaub joke.
And then they have like their own cheese that they use, which is basically like a mix between provolone and American cheese, but it's smoked. I know it doesn't sound good, does it? And people are like, "You gotta try the cheese."
There's in Utah. In Utah, they're
Dude.
like, you got to try the special Utah sauce, and it's ketchup and mayonnaise. It's so dumb.
It's just jizz
Yeah.
taken out of somebody that's been
Right.
soaked.
Well, they do that.
Soaking.
They were really excited when I went to Europe. When I went to Belgium, they were really excited for me to try the French fries with their like little concoction. It's just ketchup and mayonnaise,
Yeah.
and they're like, "This is gonna blow your mind, Jordan."
Stupid. But they just think Americans are stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not wrong, but but yeah. So at the coffee shop, I met this guy who was he had gone to seminary to be a Baptist preacher, but was currently working as a personal trainer.
Well, before we get completely off the topic of food, I went to a French restaurant. Granted, this was in Tampa, Florida. Not the best place to try French food. Ordered a croque monsieur.
Yeah, croque monsieur.
They brought me a fucking ham sandwich on white bread. Like, what the fuck? Is this
They didn't
shit?
even toast it.
It was toasted. Okay,
Okay.
It was hot, but it was
It was hot.
It was like,
It's a good thing you didn't order a New Jersey reach
do you not have French bread here? This was on sliced white bread.
Right. I know for a fact at Walmart they have
I paid
baguettes.
$15 for this fucking sandwich.
Bologna.
It's not even ham. Yeah.
I ordered a Monte Cristo, and they just threw a grilled cheese in the
He
fry
thinks
thing.
he
where they
thinks
make the
this is
fries.
actually French food. Stupid. But go ahead. Finish your
So
story.
I met this guy so I went to this like local coffee shop because I wanted to like, support a local business, not a Starbucks or whatever.
Yeah.
It's black owned.
That's your first mistake.
Right. Well, the coffee shop was great. Shout out to Rosemary's in St. Louis. Really great little coffee shop. But I sat up at the bar so I could plug in my laptop and stuff and like do work. And it was great because I got to like talk to them about all of the stuff. And this guy was so friendly. He was like dragging the baristas into the conversation with us. And like, by the end of it, they must have thought that he and I were together because like hanging out there together, because by the end of it, like they locked the doors on us. They were like, "Hey, we're going to clean up.
You guys are gay now.
We're just going to lock the doors and we're going to clean up and you guys can hang out with us."
You guys are the bathrooms back
guys are
there.
married.
Just do what you gotta do.
That's your
We
husband
got the
now.
mop ready.
Right. But I literally, so the
You
place,
got common law married. You didn't even know.
no joke.
Like,
That's
you
how.
spend more than 2 hours talking to a man, and then you're gay now, and that's your husband.
That's Midwest rules right
So
there.
this
Right.
bar is now your home. You live here now together.
Right now, y'all go shuck your corn.
Hey, I didn't sign up for this.
But
Whose dick do I got to suck to get out of this?
right.
Oh well, you'd be surprised.
A surprising amount.
So we get locked into this. We get locked into this like coffee shop thing, and he like takes 20 minutes to like save the soul of one of the baristas.
No, no.
Nice.
Which was a whole, good. I'm glad that they were there, got to pray for each other.
I witnessed somebody try that shit at a Golden Corral one time. I was like on the
I'm gonna get
waitress,
saved under the chocolate
and I was
fountain.
like, dude, you're never leading a Golden Corral employee to the Lord.
Right.
They do
Somebody
not
who already
believe-
is in hell.
Yeah. That's just never gonna happen.
Some of these young homosexual boys are just touching each other in ways that, Lord, it's just inappropriate, and it's hard to think about even without getting
The horny pastor.
Hell is so hot.
Hot.
Hot hell. And
I mean, they have a relationship
Jesus.
and it's healthy and happy, and they don't even have to deal with women. It's crazy.
Right?
I can't believe they found the devil's loophole.
it's like you're having
Amen.
sex with your buddy. Sounds awful. It'll be fun.
That's delicious, disgusting.
Right. So anyway, so we finally are leaving, and the barista girl lady is like, "Hey, did you still want to go try the St. Louis pizza that we were telling you about at Emo's? There's one a 3-minute walk from here. I'll take you." And then the pastor guy's like, "I think I'll come." And I'm like,
Showing his true colors.
right? And we all go, dude. And I'm trying to film this new thing. Jordan does the most. And what it is, it's just something for me to do while I'm on the road, where I like ask people like, "Hey, what's the most St. Louis thing I could do while I'm here?" And I did it. Like I went to the museum or to the Gateway Arch, and I went to the zoo and shit like that.
Do me a favor. If
Yeah.
you ever go to Alabama, don't do that.
What's the most Alabama? I just end the night at a Klan rally.
Well,
Like-
is your sister here?
And so I'm like trying to like do this like food review thing of the St. Louis pizza that I'm trying. They also do these things called toasted raviolis, which it's a fried ravioli, a breaded and fried ravioli, low key pretty fucking awesome.
Okay.
That was the best thing I ate while I was there. They have perfected Hot Pocket pizza roll technology.
Nice.
And yeah, dude. So I'm there trying to like do this thing, and this guy, it starts with religion. This guy is like, I know that he's like, I really don't like Republicans. I'm more of an RFK guy myself, and like gets into a whole thing about like vaccines and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And
Some of the young women on the front row of the church today have short skirts that are higher than their knees, and I can see the glistening of the labia majora. And
oh my God.
Lord, it's just making me feel all kinds of ways, and I'd rather repent than. One of them that actually the pussy's whistling at me. I can hear it from across the room. Speaking of the Texas desert, there's a scorpion in there, I think, somewhere.
Right.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. So
I'm in a fugue state.
That's okay. So anyway, so we're talking, and then he starts talking with us about religion, and we get into this whole conversation about how I'm basically just like, the Bible has to be a little bit more nuanced than what you're saying, guy. Like it has to
Yeah.
be. And to be fair, this guy was really sweet and like offered me a place to stay. I didn't have anywhere to stay in St. Louis. He's like, "Hey, do you want to come to my house?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "And you can come to church with me tomorrow," which made me a little dubious, but
Yeah. You got to sleep over.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
could.
we get up real early.
I literally was texting Esther, and I was like, "I have a place to stay, but I will have to go to church with this guy in the morning." I'm like, I don't know.
Did you go with him?
No, I ended up getting a hotel room, but I maybe should have just for
I'd
the
rather
story.
spend $100 than go to your fucking church.
Well, part of towards the end of our religious conversation, one of the things he dropped on me was like, he's like, that Satan doesn't rule hell. Satan was a torture chamber, or hell was created as a torture chamber for Satan. God runs hell. And I'm like, wait.
See, my main issue with the Christian belief system is hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Louis C.K. just recently did a bit. It's like everybody goes.
Yeah.
It's like it's like guy didn't say I'm sorry,
Yeah.
and Hitler, and then there's no in between. Like,
Yeah.
how can you justify that? Also, people that are not born into if they're just born into a different religion, automatic hell, right?
Right. There's like an old joke of like there's a missionary that goes to Africa, and he's like, hey, you have to know about Jesus so you can be saved. And then the guy from Africa is like, well, does everybody who doesn't know about Jesus, like all my parents, do they all automatically go to hell? And he's like, no. You don't go to hell if you don't know about Jesus. That's ignorant. You're just ignorant to him. And then the guy from Africa is like, well, why the fuck did you tell me?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
You just Schrodingered me into hell.
Right.
And-
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, like,
Observable
okay,
science.
so God knows everything that's going to happen before it happens. And then he makes a human that he knows is going to go to hell.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting into with, and Brody was his name, dude.
Yeah.
This guy named Brody. And I'm sitting here arguing with Brody. I'm like, Brody, there has to be more nuance than that. There has to be.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, that's why it's our duty to save as many people as we can because all the rest of them are lost. And I was like, what?
Lord, some of these furry
This is
children
my
out
thing.
there are dressing
So,
up like
and
their
also,
favorite
like-
mascot with a butt flap on the back, and they're taking the butt flap down and fornicating with one another in a sand pit in the lobby of a hotel. And
So-
I'm just really discouraged by this behavior that's so sexually.
So Josh has a bit,
exciting.
and then he likes to just shoehorn it in whenever.
Can't
Just
stop.
that's just the thing he does.
Okay. His bit today is horny pastor.
preacher. You missed sassy, sexual harassing gay guy.
Oh, no.
That one was funny.
I've met a few of those. I think I'm okay.
It's like, ooh, I just love your tits.
Hey, those beautiful tits today, Karen. They can get away with anything that HR has a problem with.
Y'all want to run some bits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You missed a
Okay.
couple before you got here, Jordan. We were talking about the girl that goes, I just love White Lotus. I'm like obsessed with White Lotus. I'm like obsessed with White Lotus. I'm like obsessed with White Lotus. Like how they go obsessed and then they go obsessed. And then if she just goes full like death metal singer.
Oh, yeah.
Josh set it up a lot better
Yeah.
when the first time he did it.
Yeah. I bet it was funny.
I'm just gonna keep doing it over and over again until
Until it works.
until I get it right.
Let's see. I'll just do a short one first. My dog doesn't like peanut butter. It just knows it has to eat through it to get to my balls.
That's pretty funny.
That's down there somewhere.
You
Let me
doing?
have a look.
Let me see. Feeding my dog. Oh, glad we both got dog ones.
Yeah.
Feeding my. Now I'm thinking about it in the context of your joke. Hold on, let me get it out, and then I'm gonna tell you what's making me laugh. Feeding my dog table scraps is the closest I will ever come to being a king feeding peasants. Like
Yes.
exactly. Like I understand why kings were so shitty. I would be too.
Yeah.
The power rush of like, and then they just eat it off the floor. You know.
Oh no, I've already fed you some. That's all you get.
Right. But I'm hungry. No.
Not anymore. You're not. I fed you your daily allotment.
Right.
How long is a dog's memory? How long do they remember stuff? Is it like a goldfish has like a 3-second?
No, it's got to be longer than that. Dogs remember shit, you know?
With all Jewish guilt, my dog, if she begs for food, I'm like, remember 3 days ago when you shit on the floor? She's like, I don't remember. I'm a good girl. You told me I was a good girl this morning. No,
Dogs
that's
are
a lie.
like people that are bilingual in that way. They're like, no, I don't no, remember.
No, I'm not like this.
That's kind of we could combine our jokes together and be like the closest I ever feel to a medieval king is feeding my dog peanut butter off my balls.
Who's a good girl? Yes.
Like, yes, I'm a benevolent king.
Come get your succulent.
I'm a merciful master.
Come get your protein.
Protein.
Bow down before Jesus on your knees.
This is one I'm trying to work out about or do you go now? Or is it your turn?
It's whoever's holding the joke ball. Who has the ball?
Drop it?
We
Did I
have-
drop the ball?
We have imaginary props that you have to know about beforehand, and we don't tell you about them.
Right.
Do you have one, Josh?
It's the talking stick. Who's holding the talking stick? No, go ahead.
We call
You're
it the
next.
bitchin' post. You can go ahead, Jordan.
Okay. So another one I'm trying to work out is like it's more like a premise than like an all the way worked out joke. It's like so my wife really loves it when I do stuff that's chivalrous for her. You know, this is some advice for the fellas. Like, do some chivalrous stuff for your lady. She thinks it's sexy, dude. Like my wife, she loves it when I hold the door open for her. She thinks that's sexy. You know what I mean? Like she likes it when I cook dinner, dude. That's sexy, dude. And you know, just a warning for you guys though. Like the other day, I went out and got my wife an umbrella. It was raining outside. I went and took her an umbrella. And, you know, fellas, it just turns out you can get your wife an umbrella, but you can't keep her from getting wet. You know what I mean?
Hey.
I think it would be funny if you did some actually medieval chivalrous stuff, like killing an enemy landowner.
Oh, yeah, that's the See,
Yeah.
that's I need to put a 1, 2, 3 in there to make it funny like that.
She likes it when I open the door. She likes it when whatever the other one was, does it when I do
Cook
the dishes.
dinner, yeah.
Yeah, she likes it. She likes it when I go off to the Crusades and bring back a mountain pile of gold. Or,
Yeah,
you know,
right. And then bring back 1 cinnamon stick.
yeah. I have discovered spice, my lady.
Right?
That was my favorite move when my wife was pregnant. I tried to trigger cravings for restaurants that were far away because I didn't want to be around a pregnant lady anymore. Like, aren't you hungry for a Cheesecake Factory? The only one's in the Arboretum. I'll be back in 5 hours.
Oh, and you would go get it. I was like, are you sending her there by
No,
herself?
I love you so much.
And you're
I'll
like, hey,
go
bitch, why don't you go
wherever
get some cheesecake?
Such a good husband. I'll go wherever you want. The farther, the better. I'd rather sit in traffic than.
In-N-Out Burger, but that's only 5 minutes away.
But the really good one's actually in Round Rock, so I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I think the one around here is pretty good.
Do you guys use the voice GPS in your car? It
The
tells you?
voice, like, let it talk to me?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Neither do I. I have the blue dot. I like the blue dot.
Yeah.
I obey the blue dot. But I heard that you're more. Everybody's more likely to use the female voice because everybody had like a girl school teachers, so you're used to like taking direction from a female voice. I was telling my wife that, and she was like, "Yeah, everybody likes that because they know that they better fucking listen to women and what they're saying all the time, or they'll be in trouble." So that's why everybody uses the girl GPS. If you've ever had a girlfriend, you're like, "I'm good at this. I know how to listen and pay attention and be attentive." You'd be a good boyfriend to the GPS lady, basically.
I use the girl GPS, but I put her on mute. You know what I'm talking about?
Where's the shut up, bitch?
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah, I put on the GPS, but just so that I can turn it off because, you know, I want to tell a woman to shut the fuck up for once.
Sometimes I'll let it talk. I'll
Right.
let it
I
talk
let it
while
start.
she's. I'll let it talk while she's in the car with me, and then like halfway through, I'm just like, "All right, that's better.
That's enough.
Get
out
used
of
to
you.
that, baby." Okay, I got one. Okay, so I've been working on. It's kind of like 3 jokes combined. One of them I might drop, but basically, I've been putting on some weight. So it starts, you know, like I read on the internet that you eat a bunch of spiders in your sleep while you're sleeping, and I wish those spiders would knock it off because I'm trying to watch my figure. I think these spiders are covered in powdered sugar or something. Like
I didn't realize that these first spiders are deep frying themselves.
donut-shaped spiders. What's going on here? But yeah, I'm gaining weight. It's a problem. I'm trying to get better. You know how I know I'm gaining weight? You know how I know I'm getting too fat? I have facial recognition on my phone and it doesn't recognize me without food in my mouth.
That's pretty
It's
good.
like, I don't have low T. I do have low sweet tea though. I'm out of shape too. Like sometimes somebody will open the
I don't
door.
have low T, but I have sweet and low T. You know?
Sweet and low tea. That's
go.
good. That's better. You know how like somebody opens the door for you, but it's a little too early, so you got to kind of like
Hustle.
yeah.
I'm like, close it.
I think people are
Save
like,
yourself.
I think people are doing that on purpose to like make me jog.
That's
Or
pretty
I was at
funny.
the gas station the other day. The dude opens. I come up all out of breath. I'm like, "Thanks, man." He's like, "Good hustle out there."
That's a really funny one, dude. That's
How
really
good do
funny.
you think you did today?
And let's see. There's quite a bit to it. After that, like, good hustle out there. Yeah. I'm out of shape, man. I'm so out of shape. I actually nicknamed my legs these colors because these colors don't run. And then I've ran it by like you and Eric. I was gonna go from there. I didn't bring my notebook. I don't remember all my jokes, but I was gonna go from there to like this bit about how like I came
Real
out
prepared for your podcast, Heath.
huh?
I said real prepared for your podcast.
Remember-
I had to come
your
straight from work.
material.
So
Remembering
No,
your
I'm being
material is the
a dick because
hardest
I was
part.
late.
yeah.
Yeah, as y'all get older, you'll realize remembering your set is the hardest part of stand-up.
I already know that.
Is it?
If you can keep it all up here.
I remember my
ready.
jokes. I don't remember what order I tell them. You know,
Oh.
it's because I haven't like actually made a full act yet. I've actually been working on that, like arranging my jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that joke I ran by y'all with like I went to an all fat high school. I wanted to. So the second part of it is like I can't help it. I've been fat my whole life. I remember the day I came out to my mom as fat, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, there's something I gotta tell you. I'm fat." She's like, "Oh, baby, I already knew you were fat."
I've always known.
I've always
Always
known.
known.
It's like, really? She's like, "Yeah, since you're a baby, you've always been fat." I was like, "That's crazy." She goes, "You know, your dad was a little fat." I was like, "What?" He was like, "Oh yeah, he was a flaming fatty, that one."
He didn't want you to end up like him.
A flaming hot fatty.
Yeah, I remember he would go to these fat establishments. He'd come home reeking of like Golden Corral late at night. And I was like, you know what? I can put up with your lifestyle, but don't bring it home to the kids, you know. And it's just a shame that Dad died of fat AIDS, which is that's just type 2 diabetes. I was like,
AIDS.
"Damn, Mom, that's crazy. I didn't know all that." I was like, were you ever fat?" She's like, "Yeah, I was fat a little in college, you know, but not for long." But that, for some reason, that never hits, so I might drop that. But then I go into I went to an all-fat high school.
I think the problem is that the joke is too one note.
Yeah, you kind of just know where it's going immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can salvage it. It's good at the front, and then especially if you're linking that into all of the other fat stuff you're doing.
Yeah.
I think that's really hot. I think that you need to come up with a surprise, like a twist in that middle part, just so
Yeah.
that it's not so one note. Or either that or just cut it and make it
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah.
I like your almost Rodney Dangerfield-esque repetition. I tell you, I'm fat, you know?
Yeah. I was I was like trying that shit out. I was on a bunch of mushrooms the first time I did it, and I just went up there and I was like, I'm fat. Yeah, I'm fat. That
Forgot.
too fat. Fun. Fat. I gotta go.
So I think that's good, dude. I think that's good. I think that you
Oh, I had another bit about like I'm trying to get better. Like I got a gym membership. The problem is my gym is next to a Taco Bell, so it's like a one step forward, two steps back situation.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I have a clean 5 about weight loss, about this walking app I got. It's fun to do as an exercise, just to be clean. But
Walking?
yeah,
Walking, it's just fun to do as an exercise,
Yeah.
just be clean. Sorry, I don't know why that tickled me. So the one I made earlier, you can get an umbrella, but you
Mhm.
can't keep it from getting
Yeah.
wet. It actually has a second half.
Okay. Yeah.
And
stunning conclusion.
right. So
You can lead the horse to water,
right.
and you turns out you can also kind of lead the water to the horse.
Right. So it's going to kind of be like, speaking of being chivalrous to my wife, the other day my wife had her period, and ladies, I know how uncomfortable that is for you guys when you get your period at work, you're not expecting it, you know. My wife, she texts me, she's like, "Babe, SOS, emergency. I need you to bring me some underwear. I have my period. And I'm like, okay, babe, I'm on it. So right away I go to her bedroom and I get 3 pairs of underwear. Because I know she needs something special, but I don't know what that is. And there's probably a 60% chance I'm wrong. So I got
Could I just interject? I get her 3 sets of underwear, 2 for her, 1 for me.
Something old, something new, something borrowed.
Right. 1 for me is pretty good. Yeah, 2 for her, 1 for me. but realistically, it's because I know that there's a 60% chance that whatever it is she needs, I'm wrong. So I'm just covering all my bases. I got her a red thong because I'm like, red. And and I got her just like a normal pair of panties, and then I got her like her granny panty boy shorts. I think they used to be my boxers pair of underwear,
Yeah.
And I was like, one of these has got to be the correct solution. So, I go and I'm driving up to work, and I bring her the underwear. But fellas, again, this is some advice for you guys. I brought her some other things also. You can't just show up with the underwear and the pads. You get a bag. You put the underwear and the pads in the bottom of the bag. And then I got her some fruits. You know what I mean? I got her some fruits because, like orange citrus, it's good for the cramps. Helps with her tummy, right? And then we got lucky, it was raining. So I brought her an umbrella. Because, fellas, you can bring your wife an umbrella, but you can't keep her from getting wet. You know what I mean?
So that's like a callback?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
It's a callback, and it also is, the first time it was just like sexy wet. This time she's having her period, which is not sexy wet.
Yeah. That's funny, yeah.
So, I don't know. It's kind of long. It's kind of long.
Yeah, you can't just bring the pads and the underwear. That's a rookie mistake.
Yes, dude. Yes, dude.
You gotta put some oranges. Gotta get her.
Yeah, some oranges.
If her job facilitates it, box set of Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something. I don't know.
My wife and my
something,
daughter are...
Something with a lot of blood in it.
I've got a 15-year-old daughter, and my wife and daughter are syncing up finally. Like their shits at the same time.
So
finally, like you've been waiting.
Yeah.
So cute.
Me and my son call that camping weekend.
Camping weekend?
Yeah, we leave. We go camping for the entire week. Like, we can't be in this house anymore. This is a bad place for us.
My lady's not a bitch to me when it's that time of the month. She just cries a lot.
Yeah, felt that.
Which is good.
Which is good, because, like usual.
Tears make me horny.
It's lube.
Do y'all know that kid, DJ Daniel?
Is that you posted pictures of him on Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one's like you don't like Trump, I'm gonna be up on your bumper.
Yeah, so there's this little kid that I'm trying to write a joke about him, dude. I'm trying to write a joke about him because there's this little kid that Trump made a member of the Secret Service.
Yeah.
This kid, like, wants to be a police officer really bad. I should mention he's had 10 brain surgeries for cancer, which, really puts into perspective what kind of person wants to be in the police.
Yeah.
And
what type of person chooses to be a cop as opposed to that profession choosing you?
Right. Anyway, so Trump made this kid an official member of the Secret Service, gave him a badge and everything, and he goes on TV all the time, and he is like, if you don't like President Trump, if you're a Democrat, you don't like President Trump, I'm on your bumper. You know what I mean? He's the best. I love this kid. And I met him. He was really polite. Really sweet kid. Funny. I was trying to take a picture with him. I was bringing my wife lunch, and he's like, hey, you better set down your chimichangas for this. And I was like, did this kid just call me fat?
Nice.
That's cute.
And the thing is the reason I met him is he was at the Capitol. He was at the state Capitol being made a state trooper. And also a sheriff of Tarrant County, which is the county that Fort Worth is in. So this kid, I found out, I met him and I met his dad. They are apparently doing a tour of all 50 states where they are all making him some form of law enforcement official, like an official law enforcement member of their state and or county, or you know what I mean. And all I could think is like, if we get invaded, it's gonna be DJ Daniel versus China, dude. Like it's gonna be just this kid. He's gonna be looking at what's his name. I want to say Yao Ming, but that's wrong. Xi Jinping is going to be looking at Xi Jinping.
How old is the kid?
He's like 11.
Dude, Trump hired an 11-year-old boy to be in the Secret Service. It's not the first time he's paid a child to keep secrets.
That's pretty good. But it's like
What if some places like weren't into it, so they would make him like the animal control head of animal control or something?
Right.
That's like, technically law enforcement.
Right. They're like, we're all out of police badges, so you can be. Yeah. What's something like animal control?
Your animal control now. You start Monday. There's like serious. They want him to like actually show up.
Right. We're all out of police badges, so we're actually gonna make you the tax comptroller.
We love secrets. We love kids that keep secrets.
He got
a lot of kids have been
the next Monday.
And they've been keeping a lot of secrets.
The next Monday, he gets like 100 calls. Like, hey, where are you? You're supposed to start today.
Yeah, bud. You took an oath.
What kind of bullshit kid is this?
And the best part, right after they made him a Texas state trooper, he was like, he looked at the guy. He's like, I'm just gonna warn you. I'm about to give you a big old juicy hug.
That's cute.
I know, he's great, dude. I love that kid. I hate that he is. I hate that
hyper politicized at like that at a young age.
Yes, dude. I hate that he is the face of a conservative movement. But
honestly, it's just as sad if somebody's like.
I feel like Fox
ultra liberal too. Like their kid is like ultra, just anything.
Greta Thunberg or whatever.
Well, not so much her. She was like 16. You know,
okay,
she was kind of like, but like if some kid is all liberal and they're like, whatever liberals believe now, it keeps changing.
Right, like let's say they take a trans kid and like make him a poster child of something of like a liberal movement.
Well, I mean, yeah, if it's just like. Maybe not a trans kid, but like it's just a kid that's just hyper like political.
Can I get
at
something
that
to drink?
age? Absolutely not. I was talking. No. Can I have something too? If you got something, just whatever you got. Milk.
Milk. I like to drink milk, but it just.
I do too. I always think it was really weird to ask somebody for milk at their house. You know what I mean?
I do think that is weird. I also think that's a weird thing to ask, and I love milk, dude. And I would happily offer somebody milk at my house.
Yeah, but if somebody's like, you want something to drink? And they're like, can I get a glass of milk? I'll be like, fuck you. I don't know why.
Low key. I think because when you ask somebody for a glass of milk, like a beer or a soda or water or anything, it's like, those are like beverages. But when you ask somebody for a glass of milk, you're asking for their groceries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like hey, I'm going to use that for fucking corn pops later, you fuck.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Could I get a loaf of your bread?
Yes. Asking for a glass of milk has the same energy as asking for a loaf of bread at somebody's house. Not even a piece of. Well, also, can I have a piece of bread? Is pretty wild.
Can I get 2 slices of bread, a piece of cheese, and a piece of meat? Do you want a sandwich?
No.
Did I ask for a sandwich?
Dude, hey, clean your fucking ears out. I'm trying to make a croque monsieur over here.
Croque monsieur. Can I use your toaster oven?
Right. I don't have one. Can you go buy a toaster oven?
I brought these chicken cutlets. Can I use your air fryer? I brought shrimp.
That was
inside jokes. Josh isn't here.
Oh, man. Who's Josh?
That's him over there.
Oh, that Josh. I thought we were talking about a different Josh.
If you really got me milk.
No, it's not my house.
Oh,
See, it's weird. How would you feel if somebody came to your house and asked you for milk?
Somebody came in your mouth and asked you for milk.
Yeah, our argument is that you're asking for groceries when you ask for milk as opposed to a beverage.
Yo, I need to borrow your air conditioner real quick.
Yeah. Dude, I had a buddy one time that was like, hey, man, our laundromat is broken at our apartment complex. Can I come over and do a load of laundry? And I was like, yeah, sure. And this guy, I'm not joking with you, showed up with 10 trash bags full of laundry
What the fuck?
and did laundry at my house for 7 hours.
Gosh.
Yo, can I move in here?
Right.
Yo, let me move in here real quick.
When I was in
all
high
good.
school, me and my buddy people would always ask us to like help him move and stuff. And his aunt was like, "Can you help me move?" And we're like, "Yes, but everything needs to be ready to go when we get there. We just want to load the truck up. We're not gonna clean."
Right.
Yeah. We get there. There was nothing in a box. There's just like trash everywhere.
You
There's
guys come help
clothes
me organize
everywhere.
my entire life.
And we're like, "What the fuck? We told you." And she was like, "Can you still help me?" We're like,
Can you still help me?
"Yes," but we ended up doing it. But God, it took us like
That's like an episode of I Think You Should Leave.
it was like 12 hours. Yeah,
Oh my God.
it took us like 12 hours to do all that shit.
I felt really bad. One time, my
sister's like that. She'll be like, "Hey, can you help me?" I remember one time she was like, "Can you help me move this?" She was like, it's a washing machine. Can you just go pick it up with me? Just ride with me, load it in the truck." 6 hours later, we have the thing in the truck, and we're like an hour away. She finds a way. She's like, "Can you help me do this simple thing?" And it's just like the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
She's got a whole bunch
Right.
of other shit under it.
I've got a washing machine, a bed frame, and 6 immigrants in the back of my truck.
Yeah, it's just like,
And if you say no, you're a jerk. Like, why are you gonna be a dick?
yeah.
I'm not. You're a dick because I'm here.
Or she asks me to do a thing, and then she's like, "Hey, while you're out there, can you like go to the bank for me and deposit a check?" I'm like,
Look, I'm not here to handle your finances. What's your sister's name?
Holly.
Holly.
Yeah. Thanks for putting that on the end. That really drove it home.
I really think that having somebody's name in a context of a joke really matters.
Yeah.
I found out that my name, when people say hello to me, it sounds nasty. I walked into a room at work, and this girl
Josh?
goes,
Hello.
"Hello, Josh," and I was like, "Blowjobs?" Like, "Hello, Josh" sounds a little bit like blowjobs if it's
That's such a
muddled
stretch.
into a conversation that's already happening.
I think you just wanted to hear the
Yeah, I
word
just
blow.
keep walking into
I
rooms.
just see this girl at my work, and every time I look at her, I hear blowjobs.
"Hello, Josh." Blowjobs.
Okay, I'll take that journey with you, dude. We'll say yes.
Hey, Josh, gay sex.
A lot of these kids are being sinful.
I think that it helps to have people's names, and I feel like it's almost better to have a real name, because I think that every person's name sounds shitty when you say it in a joke. Like if you, how do I put this? My mom's name is Monique, right? But if I'm like, which I feel like Monique is like not like a crazy sounding name. I mean, kinda, it's French or whatever. People think I'm half black a lot,
Yeah.
but and not because of my mom's name. Just kidding.
I have a black dick. It doesn't work.
Dumb, but like if I'm like, yeah, but Monique said, it's like, oh, right,
Yeah.
like I don't know, I like it. I think that having like the real name,
Yeah.
I ask people their parents' name all the time just to make fun of their parents. So I can.
Yeah, I have a bit about how like I'm bad at red flags. So my ex called me up, was like, "Hey, if you ever leave me, I'm gonna kill myself." I'm like, "Oh my God, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me." And then I go, "Well, then she broke up with me. Can you believe that?" And then I was like, you don't break up with me. I break up with you." And then I handed her a knife. And I'm like, "Put your money where your mouth is, Brittany."
Yeah,
That's like a real ex. But it was like,
it works better when you tell me that her name's Brittany, dude.
yeah.
I hate.
I actually had another one where it was like, this is actually a real thing that happened to me. My ex, this guy, she would just come up to me and go, "This guy I work with, he's gay." I'm like, "Cool." You know? fine.
Why?
And then but then like she kept like bringing it up out of nowhere. She's like, yeah, he's actually like really gay. He was like hitting on a guy the other
Do you mind if I
day.
hit my vape in here?
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Okay, wait, is this not your house?
It's Donnie's house.
We've had people vape
Who's
in here
Donnie?
before.
He's
and
working. He's upstairs.
Okay, word.
It's my neighbor. I live around the corner.
But yeah, she's like, he's like super gay. He was like checking some dude out the other day. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Come to find out, 2 months after we break up, they're dating.
Oh, so she was.
I was like,
trying to make you not suspicious.
I was
about
like,
this
oh
guy.
my god, she has like a magic pussy that just
turns people straight.
just turns people straight. That's amazing. Call up all those preachers. We don't need to pray the gay away. We need to Britney's pussy the gay away.
That's good, dude. I feel like it's better. I always am worried that I'm so scared of the day that my mother-in-law watches my stand-up for real. Because one of my big, like, A-side jokes, like one of my closer jokes is about her.
Nice.
Dude, I have a living mom, and literally the joke that's doing the best for me is I caught my mom masturbating. Finally.
I remember that one.
Did you hear about the gay guy in the Gulf War? He was looking for weapons of ass destruction.
Woof.
Did you hear about the gay predator? The spreadator?
The
The
spreadator?
Predator.
The kid-headator?
Okay.
It's coming up with different predators.
But yeah, I just feel like the joke, it doesn't have the same punch for me unless I say Rosalinda, dude.
Yeah.
Any other Mexican lady's name just doesn't work and makes me feel like I'm racist when I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Like I'm just trying to think of other like, you know, Mexican mom names, and it's like Juanita, like I don't know, Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like none of them.
Those are the only two.
Those are
really.
the ones. Yeah, I'm really searching my brain for another one. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, the best part about the horny preacher is that he keeps trying to quote scripture, and he's trying to read a verse from Philippians, but he keeps saying Philippians. Philippians 69:420.
420. Fallopians, the sexiest part of the woman. Her fallopian tubes.
Let me see them fallopians, girl.
Let me cut you open.
Fallopians
and see those
25:17.
fallopians.
Hey, you said the cut you open part.
Oh, I've had gay sex, and by that I mean I had sex with a girl and it sucked, and afterwards I was like, that was gay. This is the gayest sex I've ever had. It sucked.
Okay. Let me get another one.
This is the end of the show. We've been doing it for an hour. Good night, dick flickers.
Oh, right now?
I think so, but then we're just going to stream. Yeah, he said you could vape. It's fine.
Okay, cool. I'm glad because I just hit it.
Vape it up.
Nice.
No, the show turns into a video game stream on YouTube live afterwards. If you
Oh,
wanna-
really?
If you want to hang out, we're going to keep...
I'm probably going to head back because
Okay.
of Oblivion.
You want to play your own game?
Yes.
Oh, I'm unfamiliar with. I don't play video games. I would be good. I mean, Conan O'Brien kind of already does something like that, the Clueless
Yeah.
Gamer or whatever. But I feel like I would be good to have on a video game stream because the whole time I'd be like, "What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that?"
What does this button do?
Right? I'm just call it like playing games with my little brother because the whole time I'm like, "Hey, what's that? Can I have a turn?
Goddamn, it's like playing cars with my brother's kids.
Can I try?" Hell yeah.
You can use the Mad Catz controller. With the
He
wire,
doesn't know because he doesn't
the
play.
wired one.
I have no idea even what that is.
Donnie, this is Jordan. Jordan, this is Donnie. Where is he? He's coming down the stairs. I hear him.
Here's Donnie.
Donnie, what are you going to play? What are you going to stream?
Hey, what's up, man?
I've been producing from upstairs. I was listening in.
The production
Hell yeah, hell
facility.
yeah.
He heard everything.
Everything.
Absurd.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed.
So this is your space and your setup and everything, or?
Haven't we had this thing for a couple years now? Well, more than 2 years. But yeah, it's been like evolved, but now it's to the point where it's like a whole thing. Like you sit down, you pick up a microphone, you put on headphones, and
Nice.
we're streaming on the internet right now. We put out actual podcasts. Like what y'all just did is going to be a episode of a podcast that's going to go out to everybody.
Okay, but it is also streaming.
Yeah, we've been streaming the whole time on Twitch and YouTube.
Oh, is there a camera on me somewhere?
No.
No.
I don't,
Yes.
We don't do cameras in this house.
Oh, okay.
Used to
okay.
be
There's one in
conventionally
your
attractive.
car, actually.
I'm like,
Donnie was
oh,
installing it while you were in here oblivious.
Speaking
No,
of
this is
Blizzard,
all audio, but they'll put like the video game footage on top of the stuff when they clip it out.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Cameras are for attractive people.
I have it all the way. Of course, you're hearing the audio from the game in your headphones, but I have it all the way. Everything goes into the mixer and the laptop, and it streams out to the.
Low key, I was like, I guess Josh is just rude. This whole time, I'm like, he's just playing video games the whole time. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm not worth your time, Josh.
No, I'm just making
like-
like background visuals for people who are
Yeah.
watching on
I think you
YouTube.
should have played a game that required a little less like brain power because like
This is not.
Yeah, are you like solving puzzles while
little
we're?
I'm just walking around in the house.
Yeah, you're supposed to do a Minecraft parkour. That's the trick.
No, I've been playing this game so much for the last week. I kind of had the whole thing memorized.
Is that a Rambler?
Yeah, you can have one of these if you want.
No, that's okay. I just
be a rambler, man.
yeah, that's. I think that every time I hear that. Lord, I was.
Ramble on, ramble on. That Led Zeppelin song.
Oh yeah. At first, I thought you were doing like a weird version of Dream On, and I was like, I don't think these are close enough to.
Yeah, it's like, ramble on for the year, ramble on for the
Dreams come true.
tears.
It's so funny.
That's my impression of a guy who had a child bride.
Do you want to hear my impression of a guy who has a child bride? Hi, I'm Joseph Smith.
Hello, my name is
Look
Ted.
into my hat.
Do you want to start
My name
Mormonism?
is Mohammed.
Oh no! Oh no!
Here's my drawing of a guy with a child bride. No.
Hey Don, is it true that the keyboard on Severance had the escape button says no escape?
I don't know.
I heard somebody pause it and zoomed
Well-
in and saw it.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, spoiler alert. Damn.
yeah,
Did y'all watch the new season of Severance?
yeah.
Interesting. I did not like the ending.
No, it was to Mrs. Robinson.
I liked the ending. I mean, at the end, I was like, okay, what's the next thing that happens? What's the next episode? That's what I wanted. I wanted like.
I
the
guess you're
aftermath of
right.
What they did at the end, it's gonna.
Gotta make you want it.
Yeah.
I guess. I just feel like there's no. They had the opportunity to end it perfectly. And then instead of doing that, they are going to have another season that's not going to feel as good as the last two.
Yeah, I mean, it could. I mean,
That's
they
what I'm
say-
thinking.
They say they have like a 5-season plan.
5 seasons?
So
Yeah,
there's gonna,
fifth season
it's gonna
entertainment.
keep going.
This company's called Ben Stiller's production company is called Fifth Season Entertainment. Because apparently, when you get 5 seasons of a show, that's when you get rich and it goes into syndication, and
I think they're probably pretty rich from this.
you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah,
There's
no
no such
joke.
thing as syndication anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Although
I mean, I guess it could be on TV, but
I
nobody
just
watches TV.
noticed. I think that
A lot of these children's are being sinful education.
I think we're about to have cable again soon. I think we're
No,
about.
we have cable. It's just bundling streaming services.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Because everything is like, because now it's like, okay, so HBO works with Hulu, but HBO also works with Netflix, and so you can watch some HBO shows on Netflix now, but you can watch all of the HBO shows on Hulu, and then Hulu has some of the Disney stuff and some of the HBO stuff. But if you go to Disney, Disney has some of all of the Hulu stuff and all of the Disney, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very convoluted.
I feel like it's pretty soon. You're just gonna have like 3 options. It's what it is it's gonna be, instead of having
I pay for a streaming service based on what I'm watching right now. Like I only watch right now. Me and Melissa are watching Breaking Bad and the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. So I only have Netflix. I canceled everything else
They should have
until I'm
crossover.
done with those shows. And
That's
then
smart. I need to start doing that. My problem is we just watch. That's me and Esther's like bonding time. Is look at this fucking guy with the milk.
yeah,
No,
Drinking it out.
we were just talking about that
This
earlier.
guy knows what I'm talking about over here.
That's a good idea. Go over to somebody's house and be like, can I have a glass of milk? Like, what are you, a psycho? Like, serial killer?
milk please, warm.
Warm.
Do you
Could you make me a cup of hot milk?
Can you heat me up a glass of milk?
Make sure you skim the top.
Like hot chocolate? No, just milk.
Do you have
Did I
any
say chocolate?
Epsom salts?
Can you get it to exactly 98.6 degrees for me, please?
I like it body temp.
I like it body temp.
I need body temperature milk.
There's a lady on Facebook Marketplace that must live near me because her stuff pops up all the time, and she makes breast milk soap
Nice.
from human breast milk. And I was like,
Is it all her breast milk, or is she outsourcing this?
You know what? I felt like if I asked any more questions about the breast milk, because I did ask, I was like, hey, is this human breast milk soap? And she's like, yeah, if it was goat's milk or cow's milk or sheep's milk, I would have said that. And I was like, fair.
Fair.
And
Oh, I'm
They
sorry, I
call
don't
cow
trust
milk
women.
breast milk because it's the most amount of milk that comes out of a breast. It's the cow breast.
it's
the
cow
breastiest.
breast. So that's like my thing is I'm like, okay, we have established that this is human milk. I feel like any more questions about the milk and it is officially turned sexual.
Yeah. I remember I read an article one time about how if a woman who is nursing smokes weed, that it will like infuse her breast milk with
Weed because
THC.
it attaches to the fats.
Sweet.
Yeah, and
The
I was
lipids.
like, wow, that's something I didn't know I needed. It's like
Soda milk, mommy.
surely they're selling this somewhere. I need to find this.
They gotta
I need
be.
to be able to order it.
Jumbo yum yums.
THC infused.
The only
breast
problem is you
milk.
got to drink like a half a gallon before you feel
You're lactose intolerant. And
You
you're
gotta get it
so
straight
high.
from the boob.
I wonder if
Thomas Balls
lactose
and all
intolerant
the shit.
people can drink human milk.
I think lactose intolerant has to do. Well, I don't know. Does human breast milk have lactose in it?
Lactose intolerant babies.
Because it's only the lactose. Because my nephew takes the lactates. He's very lactose intolerant. He gets
We
like
keep
sick,
lactate
sick.
in our house just so that we don't have to change our recipes for lactose intolerant people.
Yeah, so like if you take lactate, it doesn't do anything to you because it neutralizes the lactose or whatever. And you can get like lactose-free milk. I don't know if breast milk would have it or not. I assume that's what both of y'all are googling.
I heard racist people are lactose intolerant.
Wow.
Yeah, let me take the captain's chair whenever you get a chance.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna head out.
Yes, human milk does contain lactose, but lactose intolerance is generally not a concern for breastfeeding infants. All right, so you're telling me that I'm not allowed to have human breast milk as a grown man? It's just for babies?
That's not what my Bible says.
That's not what my Bible says.
Damn it.
Ghost of Tsushima? Oh, this is weird. I can hear myself in both of my ears now.
Yeah, the headphone connector cable is going bad, so I keep having problems with
I see.
not
says
being
the
able to
blind
hear.
man. That's okay. I was able to hear myself like out of one of my ears, so I was like, I can hear myself.
I was upstairs. Oh, damn it. Just lost it. I was upstairs trying to cheat at Game Pass. So I have this great. Damn it. This thing is really.
Were you trying to get like a $1 subscription?
Yeah. So like there's a website called cdkeys.com, and they sell basically like gray market CD keys that are from like other countries, so the exchange rate makes it to where.
You've lost me on 7 levels.
Yeah. So basically what happens is they say, hey, here's a month of Game Pass Ultimate for $120, and you order it, and then they send you pictures of like codes off cards, but it's like from Brazil or it's from another country, but it works here for your account in America. So because of the exchange rate, I guess they're making money.
It's cheaper, I see.
Yeah. And it's worked before, like 2 or 3 times. I've gotten 3 months at a time, but I just tried to get a year, and none of the codes worked. They said incorrect region, so I had to open a support, ticket or whatever, and I'm waiting for them to tell me what they're going to do.
Whenever you said gray market, that sounds like a place to get geriatric prostitutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gray market.
The gray market.
It's a
in
place to buy
Amsterdam.
third-party prosthetics. Gray market.
Oh yeah. Well, thanks for having me over, fellas. It was
Yeah,
fun,
we
Jordan.
keep
Thanks for
streaming
doing it.
afterwards. We hang out, for
Yeah.
as long as anybody wants to. So
I'm about to head back because I want to play some Oblivion.
Yeah, I got my dog in the crate, and I gotta go cook some dinner before Esther gets home. But I will have me back, and I'll hang out for this. I was just saying, I feel like I would be kind of good to have for something like this.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not, because I would be like playing with your little brother the whole time. Because I do not play video games at all.
you can at least sit and talk over it like you just did.
Exactly,
That's
that's
kind of the whole point. The game isn't really the main point of most of these. It's just to have something that we're doing while we talk because we don't have video.
Right. I was telling them you guys got to start doing Minecraft parkour videos over these.
Yeah.
That's and then split the screen and have somebody mashing foam.
Yeah.
That's the
Mashing
to
foam.
really get the visual.
right.
Is that the most popular, or is it pedophile bait?
What?
Did you watch that? There's a documentary on Netflix right now called Bad Influence, I think. It's about kid influencers.
Oh yeah, and that's about pedophile bait.
Basically, yeah. Basically, like on those kid influencers, like on their Instagrams and YouTubes, like 90, like a huge percentage of
The
their
views are-
followers are men over 25.
That's gross.
Yeah. And
I don't like that.
And in that particular, well, if you go down like the rabbit hole, you really won't like it, because in that particular instance, it was this girl and she had like this thing called the squad, and it was like
I've heard of
5 or
that.
6 kids, and her mom was running the whole thing.
I
Her
think I saw
mom
an ad
was
for
like,
this.
huh?
I think I saw an ad for this.
Yeah, and like the mom was like having the kids like send their underwear to guys and shit, and just being like, yeah, he's kind of a creep, but he's harmless or whatever. But it was literally like pedophiles like going on their Instagram, and then they would have them like dress up in like more and more like provocative clothes and shit like that. And
That's wild.
by the way, YouTube
Ugh.
never like took the shit down because they get the most that kind of shit gets the most views.
How could you not have like a murderous rage for somebody wanting that out of your child, dude?
Well, she
lots of
ended up
money.
being a predator herself
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
to the other kids.
Well, in that
so-
case, it's hot. I'm just kidding.
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it's huge. Yeah, but they made it where you can't swear in the first like 30 seconds of the video, so that's good.
That's good. We're moderated now. Gotta earn that monetization.
It's so crazy how like anything that's controlling how you behave says don't swear, but is completely fine with pedophilia. Seems like every institution.
You have the mic set up over there, by the way, Josh, if you want to.
Like Catholicism, Mormons, Protestants, YouTube, they don't
They don't like it when you swear, but
if
no,
you-
you can get a pass.
yeah, but if you want to put your kids' feet pics on the fucking Instagram, that's fine.
That's wild. That's so wild to me is like, that was one of the craziest things about that whole like Nickelodeon thing, is they were
Yeah.
like, yeah, Dan really wanted those little girls' feet. And like, part of the reason why they had so many like feet-based gags was because of Dan Schneider's desire to see their feet and stuff like that. And I don't know, dude. Look, I'm as sex positive as anybody, but I feel like
Yeah.
there's just like weird shit. Like that guy, like Dan Snyder, I feel like you should, if you're into feet, I feel like you maybe should talk to a therapist about it. I feel like maybe, no offense, Heath, but I really
But
think
I'm
you
not,
should.
dude. I know I look like
I know,
I know I
just-
look like I'm into feet. I actually find feet completely disgusting.
I just think
No,
that
I look like I got
the
I
best
got a
thing-
foot fetish face. I know.
Yeah, I look like I'm into all kinds of shit, but I'm very vanilla.
I think it's kind of like that though. Actually, sorry. Go ahead.
I always thought foot fetish was just stupid. Like why? Like that's like being into elbows or being into like the shoulder blade or something like that to me. Like I always thought that feet. Every time I see a freaking foot video, I'm like, what are you doing? What's the point of this? You know?
It's not for you.
Yeah.
It's not for you. It's for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I feel like, yeah. I wish that was something. I wish that people. Yeah. I'm not gonna say that there are fewer perverts in France, but I think that.
No, there are, because the age of consent is lower.
Maybe, but my point was that I feel like whenever you like destigmatize sex, I feel like we are creating freaks and creeps in Protestant Puritan America. I feel like it is like because people are uncomfortable to talk about it in a healthy way, and if you're talking about it, then somebody would be like, "Oh, you like feet? That's kind of weird, bud. Have you
Yeah.
tried tits?"
Yeah,
well,
you
the
know,
problem
there's a
now is
whole
that
top half.
You can go find 50 million other people who are into feet on the internet, and then all of a sudden it's a thing, you know. And that's where a lot of that
Yeah.
comes from. Is that
Yeah.
everybody's like, I thought
Turns
I
out
was the
the
only person
internet
that
is
liked
really
this.
good at uniting pedophiles.
Yeah.
Crazy that we built something.
They had to just go to. They used to just have to go to like. They used to have to abduct somebody.
Jesus
You know?
Christ.
Well, I mean,
They had to go buy a van. They had to.
This is gonna be like at the forefront of my cancellation. Is gonna be they're just gonna clip this conversation.
this is a conversation about how we're anti that, but it is like a real thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Because also in that documentary, I was just talking about. They were talking about like these pedophiles will like comment on these videos like, man, I'm so glad Instagram's around. Saves so much trouble.
Jesus
You know?
Christ.
Yeah.
So here's the flip. Okay, so here's the flip side. So yes, I think that. Sorry, I just got distracted by sword slashes.
Yeah.
So yes, I think that there is like a community, like people are able to like find each other and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And like make these like weird things. Oh, fuck, what was my second half of that? I had a funny point. I felt like fuck.
You were talking about how like now everybody's sex positive and we're creating creeps and freaks and stuff.
Yeah, but I had something else about what one of you guys said.
I started watching that Nickelodeon documentary, but
Woof. Woof.
That's good, Josh.
It's good, Josh. I think I don't know. I think that it's weird. Okay. I feel like there has to be a certain level for all of this that these guys are like being performative. Like the people that are like speaking out against it so hard in the same way that you see guys that are like every time. You know what? Audrey Scott kind of has a joke about this.
Oh yeah. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like the people that are like more like that's gross. Like the harder they rail against it.
It's like the
don't know.
anti-gay Republicans. They're all gay. You know.
I don't
Yeah.
know, but if you like,
But that's a hard one because that is a really fucked up thing. So you're at a real
Yeah.
catch-22 there because it's
Yeah,
like
you don't
I
wanna
think
be-
you should have a strong opinion about that.
But if you
You
see
don't want to be
someone,
too against it, but you don't want to be for it at all.
yeah,
And,
exactly. That's
yeah.
a weird.
It's like those guys who go and they catfish or they to catch a predator. All these guys like they meet them at Walmart and they just beat the shit out of them.
yeah.
You're like, it feels like those guys are a little bit like maybe
Into it.
They're way too into the idea of pedophiles and beating up pedophiles and stopping pedophiles. I think about pedophiles a lot. It seems like to me. You know, it's
Yeah.
one of those kind of things.
I agree. I do think that is kind of weird. Also, like, just call the cops at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
I
And
don't know.
half the time, they're just getting like retarded people, like people who are like have obvious mental disabilities or something. They're showing up to like try and bang a 13-year-old girl, and they're like, "Duh, what?" like that, and they just beat the shit out of these like obviously mentally people have something mentally wrong with them.
I saw this video of this guy who pretends to be mentally challenged as a homeless guy, and he was like, and they have him on video, and he was like, "Why come that camera?" Like that kind of shit. And then like literally he's like I'm just fucking with you guys. he's like, and they're like, "Do you make money?" He's like, "Yeah, I clear like $100,000 a year doing this."
We had a guy, a homeless guy.
I need to get
I
in
know.
on that.
Buster Heath.
Yeah.
Dude, I was on. This is like sort of unrelated, but I was on 6th Street the other day, just walking, and like this kid had like this candy, and he was like maybe in high school.
And I got right in his van.
Yeah. The old reverse. What happened to be in middle school? Anyway, so he's like, "Hey, we're taking donations for our football team." I was like, "Oh, sorry, I don't have anything." He's like, "Come on, man, don't." First of all, we're on 6th Street, the worst place to ask anybody for money. He's like, "Come on, man, don't be like that." I was like, "I don't have anything." He's like,
Don't be like what, poor?
yeah. I was like, "I don't have anything on me." He's like, "You got Cash App?" I was like, "No."
No.
And even if I did, I wouldn't give it. Come on, bro.
I have thought a few times of as a full-time comedian. I'm like, do you think people that I know would judge me if they saw me begging for money on the corner?
Yeah,
You're at that point.
I'd like to get in on this.
No, we have in Austin, at least we did have a fake blind homeless guy named Nate.
Okay.
And everybody knew he wasn't blind. They caught him multiple occasions, like being a normal sighted person or whatever.
I caught him several times jerking off.
And
in the
but
library.
he still
Watching porn.
yeah, he still pretended to be blind, and they would be like, "Nate, update." They'd say like where he was and all that. They're like, yeah, I was like, there's a whole I think the Austin subreddit was constantly talking about it for like 3 or 4 years.
That's so funny. I have been considering busking lately.
Okay.
I wonder if it would be a funny bit if I filmed it and recorded it, like me going down to 6th Street and like doing a bucket pull for jokes and like letting people write a topic, and then I have to do a minute of comedy on it.
Like comedy busking.
And like I'll write a joke about anything you want for $2, and they pay me or whatever, and then they write down, and then I have to do a minute of comedy based on whatever they write down.
Ooh, they write a joke premise on $1. And they put it in the bucket and you pull it.
Oh, that would be kind of
Maybe.
good, actually. Maybe. I'm really relying on people having petty cash
Yeah.
in this
Yeah,
scenario,
in this capital.
right? Oh, I need to talk to you.
Cash at me outside.
I need to talk to you about I met a guy to help us make sketches, dude.
Oh, nice.
He knows all the video part of it, and it already does it. I can show you some of his stuff.
Oh, that's good.
He's gonna start coming to the brunches.
Excellent. I haven't forgotten about it. It is kind of on the back burner. Ever since that Roderick guy came to the thing, well, I guess it was the
Roderick,
last
yeah.
time. Yeah,
A couple weeks ago.
McDaniel. I've been thinking, because he was talking about like going to these different places and like doing 45, and I asked him about, well, should I be working on like getting the 45, or should I be like working on getting those shows so I can build the 45 from there? He's like, get your material and then go. So I took that week. I took all my jokes and I put them into like a spreadsheet of like all my material, and I separated them to like stuff that I'm doing, like that's working on stage, stuff that needs more work, stuff that is just like an idea. I haven't actually done it. And then I have like jokes that I used to do that could probably still go in my act, but I need to like, figure out where or polish them up. And then like old jokes that I would probably have to rewrite if I did them. And like in each column I have like some like between 20 and 30 jokes in almost every column.
Nice.
And
You've got the time, dude. It's just a matter of putting it together.
yeah, so like that's the thing I've been like focusing on more lately. That's why, that stuff about me being fat, I was taking other jokes and kind of like
Layering them.
and doing
Like
something
a
that
cake,
goes
you
somewhere.
fatty. Just kidding.
Yeah, like a big fat cake. Moist.
All right.
But yeah, it's kind of been like, instead of like trying to write new stuff, I've just been trying to like arrange old stuff.
That's not a bad thing, dude. I
need to do it more. It took me like 2 hours.
I'm a big believer in, like, for example, dude, like, I'd say it at the meeting all the time. If you write one joke a week, you've written an hour every year.
Yeah.
And so I think that
I had like the same like thought process. If I just keep writing, I'll eventually have. But then like the stuff I'm writing now is so different than the stuff I was writing like a year ago.
dude, I tell you what, I
And-
have jokes that I wrote
so
in my first year
I have yeah, me too. I do
that
too.
I still use.
Same. But like the thing is, like I'll write 5 minutes of material, and I'll start doing that 5. Whatever I was doing before that, I'll just like forget about. And I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot I have that joke. Like, and and you know what I'm saying? Like I'll just like go on to my new little short thing as opposed to building like an overarching act of like.
Right. Well, my point to that is that I think that there's a value in writing, and I wish I was like a sit down and write 10 minutes comic. Like, I wish I could do that. I'm
Yeah.
not. But
I'm not either. I'm like, oh, that'd be funny, and I put it in my phone and
Right, then you work it out. But
and I work it out just enough to where it works on stage. I don't like sit down and like come up with a bunch of tags. Like I think of the tags organically, which really isn't the fastest or best way to do it.
Can I tell you how I think of it
Yeah.
as far as building out an act?
But when I sit down and write shit, that that Civil War
Yeah.
thing I did, I sat down and was like, I'm gonna write something, and I was just writing shit.
It was good, dude. I love that joke.
Yeah, I got an applause break at it when I did it at Tom's
That's
at the open mic.
hell yes, dude. That's a great joke. Same with me with the umbrella one. That was like an actual written
Yeah.
joke that I wrote. Me trying to be smart.
Right. Yeah.
But the way I build my act is figure out what your A material is.
Mhm.
What's your this hits every time
Yeah.
material, and then figure out like your, depending on how much time you do, right? So if I'm doing a 15-minute set for me, I have 3 big hitters in that set.
Yeah.
I have one that I open with, one that I do in the middle,
Yeah.
and then one that I close with.
Right. Yeah.
And so and then everything in between that time is me using my B material to link point A, B, and C, or points 1, 2, and 3, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah,
is-
like I think I do like the longer sets I do that have been like 15 minutes, I do that, but it's also like I have a ton of just like little short bullshit, and it's like, where does that go? And how am I, like, if I'm doing an hour, how am I going to remember all those jokes? Like I remember the joke, but I don't remember to
Break
do
it
the
up into
joke.
So that's kind of what I'm recommending, is break it up into 5-minute sections,
Okay.
because then you're memorizing a
Yeah.
section.
That's kind of what I've been thinking about doing, is just have like, this is my act.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first part. Run this part until I have it memorized.
Mhm.
Order everything, then go on to here, then here, then here, then here. But like in between each like section or whatever, I'd like to have like a cohesive set. So if I'm doing 4 minutes, it still makes sense.
So pick a theme. So find, with your big stuff, find a theme.
Yeah.
And my theme that I use all the time to make it all feel like it ties together into a story is I
Mhm.
say, I'm lucky that my wife is still with me. And then I do a joke. And then I go, honestly, the real reason why I'm lucky she's with me, and then that section, and then
Yeah.
okay, but really, this is the real reason why I'm lucky she's with me.
Yeah.
And then
Bert
that
Kreischer
section.
does that. Like when he's before he starts like a section of stories, he'll go like the last especially did. He was like, "I'm the luckiest man on the planet," and then he has like 3 stories.
I think.
But here's my thing:
Mhm.
I have I have a section of like relationship stuff. I have a section of things about me, like things I like, things that are wrong with me. And then like I have like a section of like how I feel about things, and then I just have this whole miscellaneous section of like centaurs, trout.
I think that's not a bad.
This is what it would be like if I was reincarnated as an eyebrow.
Okay,
And I just have all this shit. It's just like standalone jokes that they work. Well, maybe not the eyebrow thing or the trout thing, but you know what I mean. It's just like that peanut butter dog joke. It's funny, but it's like
So here's the art or whatever, the poetry of it or whatever, is that's okay. So here's how I see it is I think that have those sections, the stuff that's about you is what gives it substance. Where you
Yeah.
are talking about real stuff, that's what gives your joke substance. So lay it out like a 1, 2, 3 section of that. Like in this 5 minutes, I'm talking about me. In this 5 minutes, I'm talking about relationships. And then in this 5 minutes, I'm talking about stuff that I like, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the in between, the stitching between that is the way that you, at least for me also, like that's kind of how a lot of those big story jokes things, I feel like don't have an ending.
yeah,
Like when I'm doing my Raising Cane's bit, like I rant about Raising Cane's, but I never go back to the actual joke. I just move into my next joke. And it's something that's not related to what I was just talking about, and not even necessarily related to my next thing. So, like, a lot of times I will do, like, in between my Raising Cane's bit and then my Cocina Cochina bit, the one about my mother-in-law. Those are both, like, 3 or 4 minute bits, 5 minute bits sometimes. So, in between doing those 3 or 4 minute or 5 minutes or whatever, I will do, like, okay, here's a better example, a more clear-cut one. So at the beginning, I talk about what I look like. I talk about like looking like a lesbian and looking like a cowboy and stuff like that. And then to transition into talking about my wife, I do a dick joke.
Oh, that reminded me of. Sorry, this reminded me of talking about like what I look like. That joke, I'm like, where I'm talking about how like I'm overweight and I like need to lose weight.
Yeah.
People will be like, "Oh, you're not fat." You know who's never told me? Like, oh, that's funny. You know who's never told me that? A medical doctor.
Yeah, that's funny. But so then in between that, I do what boils down to a dick joke and an eating pussy joke.
Yeah.
And then I start talking about my wife being a Latina, and then I have my Latina stuff. And then after I do the Latino stuff, I have a joke about giving my wife a massage. And then I go from my Latino stuff into the Raising Cane's bit.
Yeah.
And then after the Raising Cane's bit, I do a joke about kites. And then I go from the kites joke, and
Is that joke working?
Yeah, I get it to work.
Yeah.
And but
that
again,
one was funny. I like that one.
it's kind of just a throwaway joke, dude. It's just like a throwaway, and then
Run.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's just something to give the audience a breather in between the big laughs, and then
Yeah.
So all of that miscellaneous stuff, use that as your joiner. Use it as like a reset before you get into the next big thing. Don't worry about making that its own thing. Just put it in between, like literally where you don't know what to talk about next or how to get in between something. Just put a joke there.
Yeah.
And those jokes that don't relate to anything are perfect because they're transitionatory. They reset the slate.
Yeah. So I told you I did that Annie's Day and Night.
Yes.
I was originally supposed to do a 10-minute set. Ended up doing 20.
Nice.
The first 10 was like, you know, what I normally would do, and it was great. I mean, you know, there are like 4 people there. It's not like high pressure or anything. But then after like the 10 minutes, I'm just like, what joke do I do next? And I'm just like trying to like rack my brain, and it didn't really flow that well. So I think my next goal is going to be like, just get 20. If I can do 20, and then 30. I could probably do 30. I got a lot of stuff about my family. Like I have like one about how my mom is, like my aunt was like nobody in my family drinks, so they get addicted to weird stuff. So like my aunt was addicted to like seasonal allergy nasal spray.
Right.
Like she's addicted to that in Donkey Kong Country. She's just like, you're going down, K-Rool, you know.
Colton Jones has a. Sorry, go ahead.
What is that? He has a what?
You just reminded me of a joke about Colton Jones has a joke about how his dad is a conspiracy theorist, but he's also morbidly obese. So it's like considering that he's drinking like Diet Coke, Diet Mountain Dew out of a gallon NASCAR cup. Dad, I don't think that the fluoride's what's gonna get you.
Yes, yeah. Dude, I was so excited for him when I saw that he got the. I don't really know him that well, but like every time I've seen him, he's been hilarious.
He's a nice guy, dude. I know him from Fort Worth, and I honestly thought he did not like me for a long time.
Yeah.
But when I got to Austin, I just like loved on him a lot. Like I just didn't know a lot of people there, and I was like, I'm gonna kill this guy with kindness, dude. I know him. He's gonna not have a choice in liking me because
I think a lot of people mistake. I don't want to be rude to this person, so I'm just not gonna talk to him. Like I don't want to bother this person.
Oh.
I don't like this. That guy doesn't like me.
Yeah, it was more like like when you are talking to somebody, and they just like kind of shut you down.
Yeah.
It was more like that.
Oh, okay.
A lot of that.
Different.
Well, and to be fair, like he had started comedy before me, and he was hanging out with like all of the big dogs in the Austin or the Dallas comedy scene, where all his buddies like Tony Casillas and like that whole, like him and Tony Casillas and Liz Splat and Phil Garza, like they were all buddies, like all hanging out, close friends before they moved out to Austin together.
I didn't know all those guys were. I didn't know Liz Splat was a Dallas comic.
Yeah, she started in Dallas. She actually started 6 months after me, which makes me want to kill myself all the time.
I don't know why. Everybody's got a different pace.
I know. It's because I want to be good.
That
Dude.
whole thing of you weren't there at the beginning and you weren't there before is fake. What did you do? You went to a bar and drank with your friends and made jokes before someone else?
Yeah.
It happens every 5 years. There's a new group of guys. Like, well, you weren't here then.
Yeah.
Down, just down.
Cool. Were you in the army? Nobel Peace Prize winner?
Right.
You know Matt Rivas?
Yeah.
He comes to that Pflugerville mic every week.
Wait, Matt Rivas or Matt Rivera?
Matt Rivas.
Matt Rivas. Okay, he's the one that wears like a ball cap all the time.
Yeah, he's like a young guy.
Yeah.
Vaguely Asian-looking Mexican.
Yeah.
Well, he comes to that Pflugerville mic every week, and he got a big joke book. Last time he went on Kill Tony.
Nice.
And by the way, I was on mushrooms when I said this, but like, I go out back and I see him. I go, oh well, look at Mr. Big Joke Book over here. And Aaron McPherson was there too, and he was like, "What, you talking to me?" Because I guess he got one too.
Oh, I don't know who Aaron McPherson is. I'm looking that guy up.
He's my roommate. He's a black guy. He's pretty funny.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He looks like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. Swear to God.
That's great.
But I was like, yeah, I got one first. But I was talking to Aaron.
He does. Anyways, you're talking to Aaron?
Anyway, I was like talking to Aaron. I was like, yeah, I got one before you though, But like, and then Matt goes, I know you're funnier than me, Heath. And I was like, I mean, it's not a competition. and he was like, but I go outside a lot more. And I was like, okay. So it was kind of like it was kind of a joke, but I was thinking, I was like, he hasn't been doing it as long as me.
Yeah.
You think I should be better than you.
Right. It would
know
be
what I mean?
really yes.
Yeah, and I wasn't funnier than him when I was in it for 3 years or however long he was doing it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Everybody's a different. I mean, you told me one time, Josh, you're like, uh, you're talking to me. You were like, you actually have talent, and I was like, you quit doing stand up for 12 years to be a dad. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's all just like how much work you put into it.
I agree with that, dude. I think, and you know what else? While Liz Splat and Tony Casillas and Phil Garcia were all moving down here to attack comedy and be all in it and taking a big risk at the beginning of COVID and everything like that, you know, while they were all doing that, I was getting an office job and trying to like save up a 401k because I was too scared to do what they were doing.
Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't make me mad at Liz that she is having success. What makes me mad is that I did not take the same opportunities for myself and that I didn't take the big swing that they did. So I feel like I missed out on a success that I could have had.
Yeah, but you could have also just like,
Done the same thing and failed anyway, so
yeah, you could have done the same thing, failed anyway, didn't have a job, and then like you can't get a job because you had such a big gap in your employment history and you can't find a place and you're living in your car.
Yes, dude. Yes, dude. Yeah.
I moved out here in 2021, but I didn't move. I was just in my car.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is before all the people, the Kill Tony people, thought it was decided it's just cool to live in your car and do Kill Tony. I was doing it. I was doing it because I just gotten out of a relationship and I wanted to. I was like, well, I'm pretty good at comedy. I was a year and a half in. Like doesn't make any sense to like go for comedy a year and a
Well,
half
can I
in.
tell you what? I wish so badly.
But
Go ahead.
I came out here and I was staying in my car. I was showering at I was sleeping at the Pflugerville Walmart, and I was showering at Planet Fitness, and I was going to every mic, and it got too hot. I didn't make it by the time it got hot. I couldn't get a job because I didn't have a place. Turns out they need to know where you live.
You have to have a mailing address.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, I had to like regroup, and it took me like nearly 2 years to like finally actually move here.
Yeah, dude. I think, and a big thing for me was meeting my wife, dude. Was meeting Esther
Yeah.
because I had gotten an office job during the pandemic just because I needed a job,
Yes.
and I got something I could work from home. But my whole thing was like, I'll maybe do this for a year. Prior to that office job, I would have like 4 W-2s every year
Yeah.
because I would like either be working multiple jobs or just job hopping to the next best restaurant. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the way I am now. I've had like 5 jobs. I've had probably 10 jobs in the past 5 years, and I've been at the one now for like a year and a half. I don't plan on going anywhere until I'm a famous comedian.
That's kind of, I get that. And that's kind of like
And I can't go to the Creek in the Cave because I can't get on the mics. I'm not guaranteed to get on the mics. So
Uh-huh.
I can't go, like, if I go to Creek in the Cave, people are literally like, are you a comic? I'm like,
yeah.
what you talk about, young blood? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I forgot more jokes than you have.
Than you've written, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But I tell you what, on the flip side of that, I wish so badly I still had the I wish so badly that I still had the confidence and energy and love for the game that I did my first year and a half of doing stand up. I wish I had like the confidence and the energy of these new guys with the experience that I have now. I feel like I'd be unstoppable if I
Yeah.
Because
there's kind of like a magic to it when you first start. You're like, oh, I got like
It all feels special still.
You're getting these laughs, and you're like, maybe I could do this, like for real. And then like year 3, if you're like still in it, year 3, you're like, this seems like a job.
Yeah, this is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, and so like the guy that's like, thanks Cap City for having me here. That guy is like probably gonna do pretty good, even if he doesn't end up stringing 5 minutes together. He'll still be getting booked on shit.
Yeah, and you're right, dude. You're right. And there's another guy, Gonzo, dude. He's come to the meetings once or twice, and
Yeah, I remember. I know Gonzo. Yeah,
yeah, he's a newer guy. I think he just started like 6 months ago or something.
yeah, and he's running JFC shows.
Yeah, he's running JFC shows, and he's like out like doing the road, kind of like he's going to Houston and San Antonio and Austin, and like finding opportunities for himself.
Yeah,
and,
Bill
like,
Rhodes same way. He says he has like 30 minutes, but you know how that is. But he's getting booked places. People are having him back. He's bringing like people that do know what they're doing, and he's making shit happen outside of the Austin scene.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, just go out of town. You can get booked. And I'm like, well, I can't really fucking do that.
Yes. And sometimes I try to not be bitter when I give advice to these new comics about stuff like this. But I really do mean it, like, with a genuine, like, I could have saved myself some heartbreak my first year or two of doing stand-up by having somebody give me this kind of advice. Like, for example, like, one of these guys,
People are going to offer you things, and they're not really offering you that.
Right.
That's what I would tell a new guy.
Right, and he one of the things he was like, he posted on his story, like, a thing that somebody had sent him to book, which, you know, comme si comme ça, I don't know how I feel about that 100%. I feel like it's, at my level, I think it would come across kind of shitty if I was, like, posting the messages that people sent me to book me. You know what I mean? But when you're brand new, I understand, like, just being excited that somebody's reaching out to book you.
Yeah.
And so, but in one of his messages, he was like, oh, well, I have like 5 to 10 minutes right now, but by August, I'll probably have 15 to 20. And I sent him a message, and I was like, hey, big dog, a piece of loving advice for you. Just because you can stand on a stage and talk for 20 minutes is not the same thing as having like 20 minutes of A material.
Yeah.
And when somebody's asking you how much time you have, they're asking you how much A material time you have.
How long you can kill for it.
Yes. Which, there were times when I first started that, like, I would get booked to do, like, a 20-minute spot. I got booked to do a 20-minute spot, like, less than a year in one time.
Mm-hmm.
Just because a guy had seen me really do well in a 10-minute spot. So he booked me for a 20-minute spot. And, dude, I did not have the last 5 minutes of that time. I was just talking on stage.
Yeah, but also, it's kind of weird because, like, you don't want to discourage people from doing longer sets because that's how you learn how to do a longer set.
Yeah, but then again, that guy also never booked me again and still does not work with me.
Yeah.
Because I fucked up that time because I overpromised and underdelivered. And that's basically the advice I gave him, as I was like,
under promise, over deliver. Yeah.
Yeah, with this especially, I feel like it's not bad to push yourself, but I think if you're like, I think I have 30, you should go do 20. If you're like
15 even.
Yeah,
honestly,
exactly.
If you think you have 30, if you can get 15,
go do a bunch of 15s.
Do this is 115. This is my second 15. Work both of those, then you have 30.
Yes. Even now, like, I would say, like, I have done an hour.
Yeah.
And, like, I've done an hour a couple of times. So, like, I think I have an hour of time. Mm-hmm. But when bookers ask me how much time I can do, I always tell them 30 to 45.
Yeah.
I can do 30 clean, 45 dirty.
I always tell people 15 to 20. I can do 20, but, like, if I'm going to do 20, I literally have to go through my notes and, like, really fucking prepare for 20.
Do you write down your sets every time?
Like the list?
Uh-huh.
I have been. There was about a year and a half ago, I was doing a bunch of stand-up, and I was doing, like, longer sets. I could do 15 off the top of my head of just jokes. I can't do it anymore because I haven't been doing as much time.
Yeah.
So, like, most of the time, if I'm doing a longer set, I'll write it down. Most of the time, I don't go to my notes, but I have them written down. I'll just write them down before, so it helps me remember.
I never, ever since I first.
But when I did Elgin, remember, I wasn't prepared enough, like I said, and I was like, I gotta go off my notes, and you're like,
Well, I get that. Well, that was just like the owner. Although this is like a personal point of pride for me. I have never taken my notes on stage.
see, I wanted to be that guy when I first started, and then the first time that I got 2 jokes out and spaced on the rest of my set, I just was like, I would rather have a set list up there than.
Well, do you know what I do? Is I write out my set list a minimum of 3 times before I go on stage every time.
Yeah.
In the 5 minutes right before I go on stage.
That's what I do for on like page shit. But if I'm just doing like an open mic, like I really don't give a fuck if people.
That's
me.
that's one thing I.
But
and
also, if I did that more, like just there was a while where I was like, I got to get off the notes.
I'm gonna ruin some people's stand up for you.
Uh-huh.
I want you to notice even people who don't have their notes at paid shows, how often you will see comics, good comics, mothership comics, dude. They will take a second and lean on the stool and go like this in the middle of their set. Multiple times because they have
They have that muscle memory of looking down at their notes.
Of looking at their notes.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
Now that you mention that, I've seen that so many times with people who are actually doing a normal spot or a normal set with no notes. I'm like, yeah.
Yes, dude. And so that's one thing.
I've heard about people putting it, like taping it to the floor, like headliners.
Yeah. I look
Like
at
a
an
band,
hour, I
like a
kinda
set
get it.
list. Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, go ahead with your point, and then I'll make my point.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say like an hour. I kind of get it, but my big point for that is like I'm a big believer in practice like you play,
Yeah,
because those guys are playing like they practiced. You know what I mean?
right.
That's my big argument against it. That's my big argument against having your notes. Is I believe in practicing like you play. Is my whole thing.
Honestly, you say that, and like I said, when I was going not off my notes more, and I was just doing stuff. First of all, I would throw a joke in there. More often, I would be like, "Oh, I bet I could do this joke, and it'd be really good right now." And I would just like throw it in there, and most of the time it would work. Like I was like, okay. As opposed to like the set list I had, I was like, oh, this joke would be great right here. And I could do 15. I could do 15 just like no problem, just because I was going up, and just doing different sets in different places. I think what I need to do more than anything is just like get an act. I have the jokes. I just need to arrange them and just like run them until it's tight.
I think writing down your set list every time is something that will help you with that.
Yeah.
Because one, you're gonna like it's easier to track what
But
jokes.
also, I
work.
have this thing where like, oh man, I've opened with this 5 fucking times in a row. You know what I mean?
Well, again, it'll help you not do that because
Yeah.
you will be keeping track of it. So, and also for me, whenever I have to go do an hour, I literally go back and I look at my last 2 30-minute sets and then stitch together what's there and then fill in what's not from older sets that I've done because
Yeah.
that's my entire comedy notebook is literally just me writing down my sets. I don't
Okay.
have any jokes in there.
Really?
Yeah.
I have like 5 different notebooks, and it's all just makes no sense. Half of it is set list too.
Right. Well, I've lost so many notebooks that I don't write down my jokes or my premises in a notebook anymore.
Dude, I had a little black. I didn't leave a little black notebook over here, did I?
Not recently.
Not
since the last
what about
time you
not
left one.
recently?
Not
Was it
since the
that
last
black
time.
one,
Uh,
or was it a different one?
I think it was a different one. I gave it back to you though.
See, I went to Chattanooga in December, and I lost that notebook at some point, and I had some jokes in there that I know I can't remember, and I know that it was like good shit.
Dude, I hate that.
One of them was like that one about coming out to my mom is fat. And I had it worded differently, and I just can't remember how it goes exactly. But I said I was going to leave like an hour ago.
I know. I'm sorry. I can't keep talking. All right. I'm also gonna get out of here.
every time. I'm going to go, and then like 2 hours later, I'm on shrooms.
2 hours later, I'm on shrooms.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I don't have to pay that bill until next week, so I still have time. Yeah,
That's good. I'll do. Me and Melissa did.
I don't want to hurt you.
Hey. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
man.
Nice to meet you.
Me and Melissa did shrooms this weekend, and she kept getting emotional and crying. And I was
like,
all
bitch, are you on your period?
Well, I was like real energetic and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and I kept saying shit to like make her cry again by accident.
That's the worst.
I was like, I was bringing it. We were like watching The Breakfast Club and stuff, and I'd never seen it. That movie's actually.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's great. It's kind of creepy.
Kind of rapey.
Like that guy is at least 30, right? Right. What's his name?
Judd Hirsch?
Yeah.
Judd Nelson or whatever.
Judd Nelson?
Yeah. We were watching the movie and like I went down to get some snacks and I was like, I wonder how often. I was like, my grandparents were married for like 50 years. I wonder how often they just like ate in bed and watched TV, as opposed to like just sitting down for dinner.